YouTube?
Mm-hmm. Going live
Here.
on YouTube right now. Horizontal should be good. Vertical should be good. TikTok is live, and Twitch should also be live. Double check me, guys. Just make sure everything is good to go. We'll do an audio check on all the channels here. Testing 1 2. I can hear myself. Hopefully you guys can hear. You already know what it is. Back at it once again. It's your boy Super M with Ringside VR, the place to be for everything virtual boxing and virtual fighting games. We're gonna be getting into some fighting games pretty soon. And tonight, if you already don't know, we are bringing to you an old school event, Ringside VR Exhibition Night. Let me go ahead and fix my camera a little bit. Bam. Exhibition Night, right? So Exhibition Night, we're gonna feature 30 fights, 30 boxers, 15 fights for the night. So one of one Dan, yes. I was just about to say that it is the first 30 to sign up that gets in, right? So if you tried to sign up today and it said signups were closed, you probably missed the sign up window. When I say 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time sign up, people by 3:05, 30 people have already signed in. You know what I'm saying? So you got to definitely jump up in there and be there on time. That's why we post on the announcements channel when we're starting. So definitely you're gonna have another chance to jump in next week, Thursday for King of the Ring, and then next Sunday again is gonna be another open signups for exhibitions. But right now, just want to do one quick audio check. Solo, go ahead and give me an audio check real quick, just to make sure that the folks on TikTok and all these other places can hear you. And if you're in the Discord chat, you may hear an echo on the stream. That is a byproduct of me sharing. You're going to hear Solo twice. If it does get annoying, just go ahead and mute the stream.
Testing. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Testing.
Testing. Let me know, chat, if y'all can hear him. All right, we'll be checking that throughout the entirety of the night. First up, we got to jump into the bracket for today. Exhibition night. First up, we got Valentin versus Power is God. If you're on TikTok, you know Power is God. He's been a big supporter here. Shout outs to Valentin for taking that fight tonight. Then we got Africano versus Lazy Gamer. In exhibitions, guys, we always try to make sure that folks are matched up by the region, right? And by the elo and by their control style. So it's not always perfect, but we do our best. In the event that we have an EU fighter that does not have someone from the EU to fight, we try to pair them up with the next North America East fighter because it's the best connection, right? Manny Pacquiao taking on Clint Steele. We got DJ taking on Gigo. Bank has been robbed taking on Blu-ray. Smurf Killer versus Zenith. This one's going to be a good one for tonight. I heard these guys have been sparring constantly, so it's going to be good. We got Tony Hung Low versus Iron Michael Chandler. Tony Hung Low will be experimenting, showing up on camera today. We got Cito Alvarez taking on Japan. Dancing Panda taking on Grandpa Curls, another good matchup. I think these two guys are a really good fit for each other. Anthony taking on Nenny the Flash. Anthony looking to continue to make the Rising Star team proud. Marf back at it once again, taking on newcomer Yandi. Then we got Dom Bones Johns taking on Silly Diamond Possum. Double D Darksea taking on Octo, and then finally the Lock Loader versus Ampi. Ampi should be showing up, I think, on cams as well. So a little bit of a delay for today, but you know what I'm saying, we gonna go ahead and get it started. So up first, we got Power is God taking on Valentin in the blue corner, and we got Solo Liability up with me here on commentary, guys. So I think we may have some other folks popping in throughout the day, but for now we definitely got the homie in here with me. So for that just said, reminder for everybody for tonight, we are on the PTC. We put out a poll, the PTC won. So if your boy in the chat with the roses already, man, appreciate it, dog. So for those of you guys right now, go ahead and change your version to PTC, right? Anthony is used to go by the name of Doom there in Nenny Boxing. Grandpa said curls in the chat saying the old man's getting ready for his fight. You know what I'm saying? Massaging the knees. You already know, man. The unc's got to get it in. Got to get it in where we can fit it in. Okay, and so with that being said, guys, before we start here, a lot of people always ask, you know what I'm saying, how can I get involved? How can I hop in? And for today, right, I'm going to drop this code here so you guys know. Joining in on the Discord. I'm going to keep trying to pin this for some reason. Trying to pin a comment. There we go. Should be pinned. The Discord link should be pinned to the fight. But that being said, let's go on ahead and move over to the tail of the tape for tonight. Coming up next, in the blue corner, we've got Valentin taking on newcomer Power is God. In the red corner, both of these VR boxers getting ready to lock in tonight to the virtual squared circle. It's going to be an EU match. Valentin fighting at 6'3" tall. Power is God, 5'7". Valentin, 2001 ELO, man, to the 1501 to 2000. So just slightly pushing above his weight there is going to be Power is God. Power is God in the white trunks. Valentin in the teal. Three-minute rounds underway, guys. Or rather, 2 3-minute rounds. I think we messed up the timing on that one. We're going to go through this one. It's going to be the first fight for Power is God here. Valentin, a seasoned veteran VR boxer, right? Gonna go ahead and put Power is God through his paces. Now, Power is God has been a great big supporter here on the channel on TikTok. So it's always nice to see people coming in from the chat, jumping into the ring. A lot of people we see here on the channel talk a lot of big games, say they could beat a lot of people, but never actually make it into the ring. So this time around, we're gonna see what the newcomer has. Valentin, the favorite to win for this matchup here. Gonna go ahead and put him through his paces. I'm joined here with me by Solo. Solo, how you feeling for these fights for tonight, bro?
So far, I mean, listen, we got an interesting card, like, in general. There's quite a few fighters I'm excited to see. But with this match right here, Valentin versus Power is God, you know, Power is God, he's new to the stream. You know, like you said, he's a big supporter on TikTok. But I believe this is the first time I'm seeing him fight for the stream. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Valentin, on the other hand, you know, homie, you know, he's not only one of the refs, but, you know, he's a goated fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to be a little biased, but hey, you never know what happens in these matches, man.
Hey, you know, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of a bias, man. You know, we've seen Valentin fight for a while. We know what he can do. You know, Valentin really good with that lead jab there. Big fan of Tommy the Hitman turns, right? Very quick on his feet and very athletic, right? Shout out to the Only Cams Jim here, representing the Only Cams. So we already know he can put in work, and there's no stranger, right? Look at there, jab going out for 44, and he's just really good boxer all around, man. One of those people who really stick to IRL boxing techniques, but at the same time, you know, Valentin is, you know, not afraid to get dirty and learn the game, which is something that we rarely get a chance to see with a lot of people who are coming in from that IRL boxing background.
No, absolutely. And, you know, after seeing that first round, you know, both of these fighters are just putting out a bunch of damage out there. Valentin, though, he looked like he was taking a bit more damage than he could handle, just a little bit. So I don't know if we have the virtual coaches and their tips for these fighters during this match, but definitely I feel like Valentin needs to adjust a little bit and work a bit more on the defense versus his offense.
Yeah, I'd agree too, man. You know, as we look here, Bauer God looking very new to the fight scene. You know, he's working his technique. I like what I'm seeing from him. He's not throwing a lot of wild punches, right? He's sticking to the game plan that he knows, right? And you know, that's what all I expect for somebody at that elo, you know. So I think a lot of room to grow, and I think honestly a lot of the gyms here are going to be looking to look for new members, man. Looking at Rising Star. You know, another open, good gym. Smurf Killers, like your gym as well. You know what I'm saying? Good for new members. But we'll see where Power of God decides to go after this match, man. He's facing up against Only Cams. He might end up joining them.
No, absolutely. You know what? It's actually funny that you mentioned about the gyms because Prophet be getting upset that I be stealing people before he gets a chance. I'll be
It's
recruiting people quicker than he does.
limited
Um,
real estate out here, bro. You got to catch them all. Got to catch them all.
exactly. I'm the real Ash Ketchum. But you see, during this fight, you could tell that Valentin is adjusting just a little bit. He is keeping his distance. You know, Powers God, he did say in the chat that Val does have long arms, which
Hmm.
we do see he is trying to still keep that distance. But man, Power is God using like the power of God and anime on his side right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
he's really trying to throw that damage into Val.
100%, man. And when you're fighting someone like Val with long arms and he's taller than you, right, primarily, it's difficult. You got to keep that high guard higher than normal, right? You see with Power of God right now, he's got a very loose stance. That lead arm is a little bit out there, right? That's going to allow Valentin to be able to land those jabs whenever he wants, and that lead hook is going to be there for him as well. Valentin, though, does favor the straight, so Power's God does have maybe a small chance, but you got to tighten up that guard, keep that hand up, especially with a taller fighter. And when you're fighting on the outside, right, this is where Valentin wants you, at jab's length, right, where you can maximum extension, right, where he can kind of play his game plan. You got to sometimes make it dirty. You got to sometimes get in and really start imposing your game. I don't know if Power of God has that in him right now, but that's the things that I've just seen work very well against taller fighters. I mean, you being a taller fighter yourself, Solo, right? What are the most annoying things do you find from a fighter that's shorter in stature than you?
Listen, one thing that I feel like every tall fighter can agree with is the liver shots, man. Okay, like getting hit in the liver is no joke, especially when you're going against a shorter fighter. I don't know what it is. They use their Smurf magic from Papa Smurf or something, dog. But like it gets in, and it's so annoying. And then the problem is that even when you try to block, you better like you better get like lucky, and I'm talking about like very lucky, and make sure like your elbow blocks it because at that point that's the most you got.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that,
Mm-hmm.
like it's fair game at that point.
Yeah, man, body shots are a big problem. Big problem there for all those folks, man. You know what I'm saying? Taller fighters, man. In VR boxing, you'd think being a taller fighter would automatically give you certain privileges and things like that. But again, we always say in this VR boxing game, there really is nothing really to deter somebody from just getting into your space, right? And so that causes real big problems, especially when the hit boxes for the solar plexus and the liver in this game are just there. People are getting bonus damage when they land shots to the body like that.
No, absolutely. And the thing is that one thing about the last few updates, right, is that we talk about it all the time. The jab it has became so like it became such a big impact on people's fighting now.
Hmm.
To the point where it's a major tool. And with all the combos that the game tries to force you to do, like those combos eventually add up, especially especially in the long term damage perspective compared to the short damage.
Interesting. Yeah. Shout out to the folks in Discord, man. Just double checking if everybody in Discord. Can you guys hear both Solo and I commentating? Um, Nenio in the chat saying we can't hear on the Discord. Just want to double check there and make sure that we got good audio from everyone. Asher saying turn the crowd up a little bit.
Now, actually, I'm looking at the Discord chat. Clint over here saying I ain't seen this many combos thrown out since I went to a Chinese restaurant.
Ooh, not the number 2 special. Free chickens, wings, the
You,
fried rice.
you know that food finna hit when they got the child labor at the front.
No, stop it. Not the family discount. Get out of here, brother. Back into the action here. We've come to the close of round number 3. Valentin doing good work, man. I like how he just welcomed in Powers God here to the chat, landing some significant shots. And again, Powers God trying to work his game plan, but I think Valentin definitely got this one by decision overall. Chat, let me know how y'all are feeling about that.
Now, I'm really curious to see the amount of damage that both of these fighters put in. because both of them were just straight throwing cinder blocks.
Ooh, and there it is. Valentin, winner by decision. Go ahead and go to the score real quick. Now, of course, 30-27, meaning there's 10 nines all the way through. 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, right? No knockdowns, but taking a look at the damage. Power is God with a respectable 2,245 damage right there. Not bad at all for Power is God. Let me see if I can bring up the replay here. Unfortunately, guys, for some reason, the replay source on vertical not wanting to show up. I wish they would have let you do your own thing with ringside in the middle. You know, it's one of those things that I will always say this, right? The only way to get my logo on this ring right now is to do a modification of the game, and I probably will be the one that would get in trouble to modifying the game. It's not my game. I can't modify it. If I take the Thrill of the Fight logo off, you know, if the higher ups so want to say, hey, this guy is trying to make this game look like his own, they get me on that. So I've just been cool on that. I do have a custom ring. Don't get it twisted. I'm still gonna make sure I'm be able to do it, but I just don't want to pull the trigger not knowing just exactly what it's gonna do to me, guys. So Ryder says, do you got to have a PC to fight on the live or something? No, this is a VR headset only. All you got to do is have a Quest headset. That's it. That is it. With that being said, though, let's go ahead and get to the break. Taking a look at the upcoming fights. Big shout outs to Valentin there. Big congrats. We're going to put it on his record. A big shout out to Power is God for showing up, man. Like, first time around, I clap it up for him. Putting in 2,245 damage your first time out. I've seen a lot of veterans in here only able to barely scratch 1,000. So big shout outs to him. Valentin's going to walk away with another dub on there. And up next, we are going to have Africano taking on Lazy Gamer. Africano and Lazy Gamer. The code has been sent to you both. Whenever you are ready. And we're going to move on to this next one. Yeah, Thrill of the Fight 2 is not available for PC VR or anything. It is just a Quest exclusive game for now. Folks like myself do have it on PC, but that's mostly because that's how we run the events here. But coming up next, we're waiting for Africano and Lazy Gamer. Africano and Lazy Gamer. After that, we got Manny Pacquiao taking on Clint Steele. DJ taking on Gigo. Bank has been robbed versus Blu-ray. The Smurf Killer taking on Zenith. Tony Hunglo versus Iron Michael Chandler. Cito Alvarez taking on Japan. Dancing Panda versus Grandpa Curls. Anthony, aka Doom, taking on Nenny the Flash. Marth versus Yandi. Dom Bones Johns taking on Silly Diamond Possum. Darkamed Double D taking on Octo, and finally the Lock Loader against Ampy. Now, up into this next fight, man. Smart Money is going to be on Africano. Like, you've seen what he can do in the team fight already. It was kind of like crazy, right? Here we go. We got Africano and go to move him to the blue corner. Lazy Gamer in the red corner. Yeah, you've seen this guy in action. You know what he's about. You know what kind of business he's on, right? So without further ado, since we're going to head on to the next fight. In the blue corner, we got Africano taking on Lazy Gamer in the red corner. Both of these VR boxers getting ready to lock into the virtual squared circle. This is going to be an EU versus NAE match. Africano coming in at 5'6" tall. Lazy Gamer 5'8" tall. Africano says he's unranked to 1,500, but we see the damage this man can do, and I don't really believe that one bit, right? Lazy Gamer, though, 2,001 to 2,500 elo, so hopefully this is going to be a fight that will be a good match for both of these boxers.
No, absolutely, and this is definitely a Smurf versus Smurf fight right here, man. So I'm not gonna hold you. We did see the type of violence that Africano brings to the table during this past gym event. So I definitely got to say Africano has my um, definitely has my choice right now. Based off of and plus especially based off of the poll that we did in Discord chat, Africano is the one that is being the favorite to win
Ooh,
by
dang, hold up.
67%.
Dang, hold up. We already missed the first knockdown. The only thing I don't like about the public test channel is that we will then miss these knockdowns because the words public test are on the screen. Like, I don't really feel like we're going to talk to developers, bro. Like, you could have just put public test in a small corner. But we back in the action. Africano in the white trunks. Lazy Gamer there in the black trunks. And already Lazy Gamer has hit the canvas one time for the night. It was like an off-screen knockout. You know what they do with the folks in anime? When you just
Yeah.
get that off-page kill, you know what I'm saying? That's what we saw here. We saw Lazy Gamer face down on the mat. Hopefully this time around we can get to see a knockdown from Africano in proper fashion.
No, hopefully, and honestly, like with these two fighters, I'm hoping that Africano keeps his guard up because he did just learn, what the mat definitely tastes like.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully during the second round, if he survives this one, he makes a big adjustment because he's gonna have to figure out a way around Africano's, lethal punches. Ooh, damn.
Another lethal punch there again, and so sorry for. Let's go ahead and switch over to the cam. We got to do the PTC safe cameras here. Oh, dang, and just as I switched,
Oof.
down goes Lazy Gamer again for the second time in the first round. It was a it was a hook, rather, that sent him to the canvas.
Those knockdowns are brought to you by white block letters. White block letters.
Yep,
Don't
white
want us to
block
choke you to
letters.
fight.
Shout out to the public test design. And the shout out to the designer who wanted to put the words public test on the rings and not make them transparent. You did an awesome job. I will say, though, as cool as the public test is, that's one of my biggest. You can just put public test on the ring. I don't know why it's got to be on the ropes, bro. Like, I don't. What's the difference?
Like I didn't know it was already public testing.
Hard public testing, too. Hard public testing. Shout out to Rock Lover with the GGs. Tom says, is this live or PTC? Yeah.
I'm gonna go with live.
It might be live. It might be live. It might be. Tom, we're joking with you, bro. It's public test. You see it on the rings. Round number 2 underway. Here we go. Let me see if I can probably get some better camera angles here. We're gonna have to probably.
Listen, man. At this point, with these two fighters, the way they are just straight throwing damage, Africano is pretty much going after him as if Lazy Gamer owes him some money. So now my question is, did something happen behind the scenes before this match?
Nah, bro. I think that's just Africano and just how he brings the action to the ring. To be honest, man. Like I saw it firsthand with the team battle. He was scoring big points for his team, man, going on a streak there, first person to actually even streak. And honestly, as an EU fighter, I think he's one of the coldest. I've seen him fight in other leagues. I've seen him do some work, and it really makes me excited to try to find more EU boxers here on Ringside VR. We can kind of like give him a challenge, or hopefully that the net code actually works itself out. Tom, this is a card, so no codes for people. If you do want to join, we have the Discord pinned. You can join in on the next event, but right now we're locking in with Africano and Lazy Gamer. Lazy Gamer battling back the best that he can. What's interesting about Africano is he's able to land these really good, poignant, short shots right there on the inside, and they're really hurting Lazy Gamer, primarily because those hands are down.
Yeah, the problem is especially with public testing, I feel like the defense doesn't match the way it's calibrated in the live. So I feel like your defense has to be adjusted, on a higher scale, to the point where, it kind of looks like you're putting your hands up. because now you got to put your guard even higher. If you're trying to block a punch that is going towards your liver or towards your abs, like you got to really drop your hands down. I don't know. That's just been my experience so far between PTC and live matches lately.
And it's interesting because PTC should have some new so we got make sure we got everything. PTC should have some new things, right? Looking at the blue corner here, you know what I'm saying? He's finding that chim, tuck it in, you know what I'm saying? Rear hook is your shot tonight, blue corner. But he keeps finding them, man. Build everything off it and be careful with that jab. Interesting there for the blue corner. For the red corner, though, your jab ain't working, brother. Yeah, you got to keep loading up, and it keeps missing. You got to find another way in, right? You heard him downstairs twice. You got to go back to that, you know what I'm saying? And your temple keeps getting caught, so sort it out. That's Ray Smokey Dunn there in the corner. Shout out to Smokey Dunn.
That's funny. Not the jab ain't working.
I'm telling you, every week the virtual corner is gonna get better and better. I really think so. Round number 3 underway here as we get into this matchup, and you know, it's the Africano show, right? I ain't gonna hold you that this is his show, it's his night. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be very tough, right? To come back from such a devastating kind of first couple of rounds.
No, absolutely. At this point, unless Lazy Gamer is able to knock him down twice this match, like this round right here, like I feel like by decision it's going to go to Africano.
No.
Look at that.
No, and yeah, this is the first time we're actually getting to see. It's so crazy. Like the we get to see the new knockdowns, but the words "public test" will keep getting in the way of the shots a little bit. Dang, he got
the public test. That's a sneak preview.
Hey, it's a public test. It's a public test. You can't see the full goods. You got to pay full price for that.
Nah, at this point, man, listen, I'm convinced Africano is using some EU magic. I don't know. It has to be something with the tea or something with the beans. I don't know. Something, bro.
Is the crumpets. Last time you said it was something in the crumpets and tea. That's
something in the crumpets.
Last time. Oh, God. There it is. Lazy Gamer finally getting the get back. And unfortunate we weren't able to get that, man. I'm going to have to create a whole new set of different cameras just for public tests that just hang out above public tests like this right here. Right? The glove touch. We're back at the action. Africano coming back alive. He was slowing down there in the second round. Maybe just kind of sandbagging just a little bit.
At this point, he's trying to karate chop his neck off.
It does look like it.
Ooh, damn.
Big numbers flying, too,
and
man.
This punches are landing.
Dang! Ooh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Why he gets slept like that?
Dang,
why he gets slept like that, bro? Bang, bang. Oh.
God,
Fidal, we don't have that implemented right now. I'm trying to figure out a way to put that in for the squad. I can't even mention that, or the stream is going to shut me down. But I'm trying to get like I guess a friendly way to say it is a pick'ems system, right? A lot of people have been asking how can I do a little bit of a wager on these matches. So let's look at the results real quick. 24-30. Took a look at the knockdowns. 2 knockdowns in the first round for Africano. No knockdowns in that second round there. 2 knockdowns again for Africano in the third round. 1 knock for Lazy Gamer. And it was still a very competitive match. 4,528 to 3,625, right? Big damage totals there for Lazy Gamer. But Africano just, man, a lot. Bookie system, right? Love the new stream looks. Appreciate it. Grayson, okay, so for everybody who's in the Discord, right? I'm going to drop a little bit of a knowledge on you guys on how it works. I got a little bit of time while we set up for the next fight. So that was Africano with the win by decision. Shout out to Africano there. Let's go over to the bracket so you guys can see what's going on with the action. And then we're going to lock in with the chat and just kind of let them know how to get involved, how to get in on the stuff. So for everybody asking how to join, if you haven't already joined the RingsideVR Discord, all of the events are ran through the Discord, through our system. what you're going to want to do is go to the Discord, type in /register anywhere, register yourself as a boxer, and that is how you're going to be able to get in on future events. But for now, that's going to be the most important thing for you to know. Up next, we got Manny Pacquiao taking on Clint Steele, and this one is going to take a little bit of setup, guys, because we are going to try to get Clint Steele up on camera. So Manny Pacquiao and Clint Steele, you guys have both been sent the code, and for now I'm going to go ahead and try to get Clint Steele set up. So Clint, if you go ahead and jump on camera real quick, we're going to have get you set up. And while we're getting ready to set up, for everybody else, there should be a pinned message. I don't know how long it stays pinned, but if you don't already know, that is the RingsideVR Discord right there. Right, join the Discord, hop on in. Actually, we have the control room set up here. And then we'll hop right up on in here. We've got, I see Manny Pacquiao already in the blue corner, and we're waiting for Clint Steele to go ahead and get set up here. Before you jump in, Clint, let me just verify your camera.
Hey, by the way, real quick, can you confirm for DJ versus, I guess, Gigo, if I pronounce that correctly, is that DJ 2K or is that another DJ?
It just says DJ.
Oh, okay, I guess it was DJ 2K. Appreciate you, Lockloader. Appreciate you, DJ. And
all right, for some reason I cannot click anything here. Does not recognize me as the director. Interesting. All right, I tried to set up cameras, and for some reason, this every time we try to run this without a test, it is not allowing me to. Is anybody labeled as the director? Why is it saying that I'm only microphone director? Let me see here. I see you, Clint. Copy solo link. Let me try to just get Clint in here for a second. It's gonna be rough, but we'll see how it goes. And Clint is in the red corner. A little bit of an experimentation here, guys. So we're gonna see if we can get the ranked game. And then browser. Okay, we got Clint in here. We're gonna try to do a little bit of we're gonna bootleg it real quick, right? Because I want to be able to show this for you guys, but the back end system is gonna be acting. You got it, Clint. You're good. I'm just gonna set you up in the corner right here. Yeah, you're good, bro. You were good, bro.
Clint, please do not knock out that light next to you.
Nah, Clint's a pro at this, man. Clint is a pro at this, right? He's not gonna destroy anything, man. I promise you. All right. And on vertical, we're gonna get him up on here.
No, I put in a poll in the chat. I named it "Who Taking a Life," and I guess Clint Steele's taking Manny's life.
Nah, Clint Steele, another favorite to win, right? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Why is it not showing up there? me refresh it over here.
No, what's funny is that Blu-ray was saying that Clint gonna pull up looking like the Grim Reaper, and someone was just recently, I think it was in the UK, where someone dressed up as the Grim Reaper went on top of a building, like a building rooftop, and just stared at at a hospital window.
Well, they always be doing that on bridges and on buildings in the UK. Flip vertical here.
That's funny right there.
All right, let me reset transform, reset.
Clint, mid match, you should just do like a handstand to avoid getting hit. Start looking like the guy from the Disney movie Jump In.
Transform counterclockwise. We gonna figure this out because this is for some reason. Okay, there we go. We got Clint. Finally, here we go. We're good. We got him set up. I'm glad I only have to do this with one set of cameras because, but we only have a couple of camera fights tonight, so I'm gonna try to just. It's gonna be jank, but we got Clint there. Hopefully, you guys on TikTok can see him there, and then on YouTube, y'all should be able to see him here. It's experimental. We'll get this tightened up for next time, but we got him. We got that boy Clint Steele up in here. It's gonna be looking pretty good. And with that being said, we are going to be getting ready. Y'all should see him, right? Yeah. Wait, you good, Clint? You're good, Clint. Yeah, you're good. You're good. All right, let's go on ahead to the tail of the tape real quick. In the blue corner, we got the wrong guy, but it's all good. Now we got the right guy. Manny Pacquiao in the blue corner, taking on Clint Steele in the red corner. Now, after a small delay, we got both these VR boxers locked in tonight. A North America West fight here. Manny Pacquiao, 5'4", Clint Steele, 5'8" tall. 2,001 to 2,500 elo on the side of Manny Pacquiao, 2,500 for Clint Steele. Right? Looks like it's going to be a pretty good match here. We got Clint Steele with the cam, as is per usual for only cams. Right? Shout out to the gym here. Looking pretty good. Clint with the physique. And so this is going to be one of those VR boxing matches here that I like to show off because a lot of people don't know that people in VR boxing, man, it's a lot of physicality, right? So for everybody who's wondering, Clint Steele is going to be in the white trunks with the black trim. Manny Pacquiao is going to be in the red trunks. And this is Manny Pacquiao's debut fight here. All right, first time here fighting Clint Steele. You can see Clint Steele, he his VR boxer is actually matching the fit here, you know what I'm saying, with that the blonde hair, man.
Yeah, and honestly, I am hoping that that after this match, Manny doesn't leave the server like that one dude.
That'd be so unfortunate, man. So unfortunate. But nah, I think Manny's got it, bro. Manny's got it. He's looking pretty sharp right now. I like the head movement. You know what I mean? Manny's looking pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Now you gotta admit, like both of them are like they're sizing up each other, but man, they are like like staying like at the same level of like of speed and damage right now. The only question is what's going to be the turning points. If I had to really guess, I feel like someone's going to definitely get like a hard punch on a core spot, and that's going to be where we're still going to start going downhill.
Yeah, 100%, man. This is going to be one of those nights where it's going to come down to who makes the critical mistake right now. Both of these VR boxers looking really good, especially Manny, man. I'm surprised. And maybe, Manny looked like he'd been fighting here for a little while, man.
No, absolutely. And honestly, like with both of these fighters, right now, I think if Manny aims his punches like precise enough, I feel like he's really gonna give Clint a run for his money on that one. But for that first round, I'm gonna have to give that one to Clint, man.
Yeah, now Clint was looking good on that first one, not gonna lie. Um, we got our boy Manny Pacquiao. He's not feeling that. I think he did a really good job. But it was crazy is like it's gonna come down to the damage, right? That we're able to show at the end of the fight what really was going down. And for these scenes right here, usually we have our corner man kind of giving advice, but we don't have it set up for this scene. A little bit of an update. JS with the rose, appreciate it. Super Tony, yeah. So everybody's saying that the link has expired here on Discord. Let me go ahead and grab you guys a new link. Sometimes a lot of people join in. That we kind of get the server gets flooded and we kind of shut it down. You know what I'm saying? But if you guys are good at the game, if you guys are nice with the virtual hands, go ahead and jump in, man. It's a really good VR boxing video game. Let me get you guys this new link here. Round number 2 underway. Clint Steele in the white trunks, Manny Pacquiao in the red trunks, and Clint Steele opening up with a great salvo. Manny Pacquiao with the head movement, dodging and mitigating a lot of damage, but Clint Steele finally starting to get into that action. Big Clint Steele uppercut there, swing and a miss, but Manny Pacquiao's in some dangerous waters, man. Clint Steele looks like he's got his tempo and his accuracy locked in right now.
No, I definitely think with this match, like both fighters are gonna make both fighters definitely made their adjustments. Manny, on the other hand, he's playing like the defense game, which it long term wise, I guess that'll help protect you for a bit, but short term, it really depends on how long you can really keep that up. You know what I mean? No, Clint on the other hand, he's keeping his distance, but man, though, like when he's throwing a good power punch, man, like the stage is gonna feel it.
Yeah, nah, man, we all feel it even here, man. Even though you don't even feel pain in VR, man, we just look like it hurt, to be honest, bro. Right? And it's great. What's really cool is, man, you can see how well the IRL cams there in the bottom corner line up so good to the boxer, and you gotta start seeing the difference between what the game looks like and what the person's actually doing. A lot of people come in, they're like, oh man, were they using a controller? You can see clearly right now that there's no controllers. It's just movement. It's just actual competitive shadow boxing. It's the best way to put these type of VR games.
No, absolutely. And you know what? That second right there, that Clint just looks like he was just like ready, aim, fire. Towards Manny, and Manny, I gotta give him some props for a newcomer, going against someone like Clint Steele with a reputation of death that this man brings to a match. Like, shout out to the Only Cams Gym. Y'all got some good fighters out there.
Not for real, man. You know what I'm saying? And then being able to show up on the cams here, man. A lot of people are really afraid to turn the cameras on. It might speak to what they might be doing behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? They may not have confidence in their form or their physique. But shout out to that's why the gym was made, right? It's a lot of folks with YouTube channels who do content creation. So they does this. You know what I'm saying? They show up here all the time.
No, absolutely. And shout out to Ampi and the Only Cans Gym, man. They listen. These brothers, listen. I fought a few of their fighters already, and I got to give credit where credit's due. They know how to really throw down, whether they're on camera or off camera.
Oh, for sure. Coming in for the hugs. It's all love here, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially for exhibition nights, man. We're just out here trying to get some good matches, have a lot of fun here in this weird little VR sport. You know what I mean? And already, man, you see Clint Steele running up in there. It'd be crazy. It's so crazy, man, to think, man, if you were actually in there with Clint Steele, man, he would definitely hurt a lot of people. 100%.
No, absolutely. You know at this point, look, we're seeing numbers fly around like this is Digimon, dog. Like this ain't even a joke.
Yeah, no, it's big numbers flying out, man. Jiggy in the chat says the IRL camera is such a good idea. If we can get more folks to hop on, we're gonna be doing some collaborations with the Only Cams Gym for some IRL versus IRL cards. Oh my goodness, Clint Steele putting him down, dropping the hammer. Manny Pacquiao hits the ground. Looking at the replay, Manny Pacquiao going in for the clinch, and as soon as he backed up off him, wow.
Brother.
brother. That's crazy. And it looks so crazy because like he went in for the clinch but didn't get the call, and Clint Steele showed him no mercy, man. Got a little too close for comfort, and right now you guys can already see it, man. Clint
Ooh.
Steele swinging.
Listen, they're just throwing these like what's called Val even said it in the chat earlier too. They're there's a bunch of JoJo stands. Oh my god.
That boy Manny with the comeback. Hey, it's a fight now. It's a fight now. Let's take a look at that replay. Looking really good. Manny,
Bait
man,
that
caught him
uppercut.
moving. Let's go, Manny. That's crazy. Xander says, how often you guys do this? Every Sunday, every Thursday, man, like clockwork. And there it is. Now we got to go to the judges. Now it's up to the Bitcoin judges. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to drop some information. Ooh, there's going to be Clint Steele with the dub. 10-9, 10-9, and 10-9 there at the end, I think, is going to be the damage that makes the differentiating factor. Of course, the knockdowns came there late in the third round. Yep, it's going to be 3,028 total damage to 2,407. You know what I'm saying? And so one thing that we want to do here, it's going to take me some time to figure it out, guys, is that these stats come directly from the game by default. You know, so we got the total damage numbers, 525 to 554. Clint getting away with that first round is pretty even, right? Then he started getting away, 1179 to 654, and then 1295 to 1228. Very close matchup between these two, right? Manny putting up a huge fight there. I mean, especially getting that knock in the third round. I can't take away nothing from Manny, you know what I'm saying? Very good shot. One thing I do want to do though, right, is start providing you guys with a bit more statistics, right? Sometimes these numbers don't tell enough of the tale of the tape, right? So, what I'm going to be working on is getting you guys a nice ending page here. We're going to figure it out. Maybe like a stats page or something like that, right? But something that we can get more little into the detail. If that's something you guys would be interested in, something you guys would want, please let me know. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. Good fight to both of you guys, Manny and Clint. We're gonna go ahead and head to the next match here. Bring up the bracket. So that's gonna be Manny versus Clint Steele. Clint Steele coming ahead with the W there. So we're gonna give Clint his flowers. And then coming up next, Clint Steele on the red. Clint Steele with the W. Coming up next, we got DJ taking on Gigo. Now, DJ and Gigo, both of you guys have been sent the code. Check your message requests, guys. This is going to be the first time for you guys getting this message request. So check your message requests. And honestly, Clint, you let me know. I mean, it was a little bit of bugs. I got some stuff to tighten up, but not too bad for, not too bad for that first little inaugural IRL test, right? Chat, especially in Discord, I know we had a little bit of setup, but y'all let me know, man. If people want to do more IRL cameras, I'm going to be working this week to make sure that this is a bit more of a seamless process. You know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely let me know. Let's take a look at the poll results we got going on here. DJ, by a landslide, 100%. Favorite to win. First one to lock in. You know what I mean? Pisces says, Manny didn't go down without a fight. Man, he did not. He did not. Aspirin GGG says, how do I get into the league? I got a Discord link, should be pinned here. I know the link has been expiring for you guys, so just drop the Discord link again. You pin it, right? First of all, join the RingsideVR Discord. Second of all, use /register anywhere in the Discord to register yourself as a boxer if you're interested in joining in events. Now, We have events Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Crossing the Void, unless we put an announcement that there's a gym event. Sundays is open exhibitions, unless, right, we have a ranked card or a tournament, right? So those are the two kind of slots, and everything is always the same, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, roughly, so give or take. We start here. You know what I'm saying? If when you get a code, where do you get the message for the code if you join? So right now, let me go back to the bracket here. Everybody who is on this year bracket, down here if you're on TikTok, right, has signed up today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to be on this card. They're the ones that are going to be receiving the codes because we only have space and time to do 30 fighters in a night, right? So if I do call for a substitute, however, go into right now, everybody's chilling in the Showtime stage. You'll see it at the top left corner of Discord. It says exhibitions recording sessions. Jump on in there. You know what I'm saying? That's where everybody's at. So if I do ask for a substitute for the night and you guys fit the bill, you will get a message. And when you get a message, it goes straight to your DM from our bot. You know what I'm saying? All right. M4C Ox Original. Could you give me one more chance to get back into Ringside VR? Because I'm really talented. I'm a new guy. If you were banned, it really depends on why you were banned, right? If you were banned for some crazy wild stuff, we were probably not going to let you back in. But if it was something like being overly annoying or stuff like that, you can file for an appeal. So depending on who you are. With that being said, I'm not going to get too much into Discord stuff. He said $20 is crazy though. Yeah, $19.99. It's crazy for a game with full online multiplayer, character customizations, single player modes, and you know, one of the better VR boxing games around. So it's kind of wild, the $19.99 for a game, kind of wild business, you know what I'm saying? But for those of you guys, oh yeah, no, 100%, yeah, BK, you're absolutely right, you know what I'm saying? But those reviews came from a bunch of people. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. Those reviews came from a lot of people who were convinced that this was a boxing simulation game, right? And it's just a VR boxing video game. Blame that on the marketing team. Blame that on the developers who maybe oversold what this game was. But it's just and honestly, rightfully so, it's one of the better VR boxing video games. I don't know if that says something terrible about the scene itself. You know what I'm saying? But it's Thrill of the Fight 1 is a better single player game. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. They've really drilled down, and Thrill of the Fight 2's big draw is that it has multiplayer. It's a game at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? But up next though, we got both these fighters locking in. I know people are hungry to get on to the next fight. We got in the blue corner. Let me go ahead and make sure we got these guys loaded up. In the blue corner, we got DJ taking on Gigo in the red corner. Both these VR boxers locking into the virtual squared circle. Both fighters fighting by way of North America's Central region. 5'7" tall for both these fighters as well. Unranked to 1500, so very even for both of these fighters. The only thing that could get in the way of this type of match is going to be the connection. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be Thrill of the Fight 2 logo down there on the gym. We're speeding through the matches for tonight, man. Just wanted to get through some testing. So DJ in the 4th of July trunks. Gigo in the yellow trunks. We're on the public test server right now. So you guys see it in the back, public test. It's going to get in the way of some of the fights here, but it is what it is. We're just going to be running these quick matches here tonight. We're testing some new knockdown systems. Honestly, does anyone have the patch notes from this one as well, right? You know what I'm saying? That because I know we got a hit first system. A hit first system. Let me actually go ahead and look into that real quick.
I honestly hate that first hit system.
What is the first hit system?
So from my understanding of like how it works, and the reason why I have beef with it is because basically it's from my understanding is that if you punch first, and then you block your opponent's like punch, and then they punch, your opponent's punch is automatically going to have lower power, from my understanding. I could be misunderstanding it, but that's just kind of how they phrased it when you look at the update for it.
Let me see. I'm trying to look for the build updates. It's so hard to find the PTC updates sometimes. Here we go. I mean, look, round number 1. Let's get back to it. I'll find that stuff later on. Right now, both these VR boxers, again, apologies for the sometimes when the camera gets into the public test. This is going to be for Meta Quest 2, 3 Pro, 3S headsets, right? The game is not out on PC. It's not out on PC right now, you know. So shout outs to the developers here, man. Yo boy in the chat said, if you punch first and get countered, you do less damage. There it is. Thank you. The punch first system. So let's lock in with the blue corner real quick. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Elliot Voss saying, you've thrown a stack of lead overhands tonight and landed almost none of them. It's not there. Stop paying for it. All right. You're throwing one at a time, too, man. 35% of your shots are come alone. Nobody wins rounds off of one punch at a time. And you got to watch out for its jab. You know what I'm saying? Solid advice there coming in for the red corner. Sergeant D. Walker in the red corner saying, the liver's open, man. You got to keep attacking it. You know what I'm saying? You're also getting caught on the way in. You're not standing still. Stop admiring the shot and roll off of it. You know what I'm saying? And stop headhunting, too. You know what I'm saying? With one punch, 50% singles, double it up and then get out. There we go. The corners have spoken. Corners are getting real dicey. You know what I'm saying? So Candace says, how are you looking at it right now, and how are you hosting it? This is the observer mode is on PC, right? So you can't play the game on PC, but you could definitely host matches and host lobbies on and get this kind of view. The camera angles that you see right now are custom camera angles that I've developed myself. So it does have some default camera angles, just not what you'd see on this particular stream. Here we go, DJ Gigo.
You know, so far with this match here, you know, DJ is really, you know, putting out that pressure against Gigo. At this point, you know, you gotta give credit where credit's due. Gigo is moving, definitely has that head movement, but head movement can only get you so far if you're not balancing out that offense and defense.
Yeah, and remember, guys, these guys are new, man. 0 to 1500 elo, and I believe them when they say that. New to the server, you know, so we're gonna see a lot of mistakes and a lot of things that aren't as refined as somebody who's maybe higher elo and has just have a lot more experience in the game, right? But that's one of the things, man. It's still super fun to see the newcomers. Here we go in the chat. Shout out to Valentin with the PTC update notes here. You know what I'm saying? Now, we probably won't be able to hear it as much, but, you know, there's a new breathing mechanic in here. And right now, so when you've hurt somebody and they're getting ready to be, you know, put down, you're going to hear them breathing heavier, right? Knockdowns, thud landing instead of dropping silently, so you hear them hit the canvas. We got the contextual knockdowns, too, right? They fixed some bugs with that advanced calibration, right? They fixed how the knockdowns get landed, so we've seen some people get folded. But they've got different knockdowns for liver shots, uppercuts, hooks, jabs, right? So, you know, looking to score and make your knockdowns look pretty, this is the patch to do so, right? They've increased the counter system window, right, for players throwing volume but missing or being blocked. So something that people don't know is if you swing a lot and miss in this game, you know what I'm saying? BJ Johnson was good. If you swing a lot and miss in this game, right, and then somebody hits you after you've missed 4 punches or get 4 punches blocked unanswered, you're going to take big damage, right? Take a look at the blue corner, man, Dr. Elliot Voss. You put your punches together, moved in the right direction. That's the adjustment that's working. There we go. But you're still getting caught late in the rounds, man. Stay disciplined all the way to the bell, right? Time's short and you're behind. Don't play it safe much longer. Start taking chances. Now, see, the coaches is getting in there, right? You know what I'm saying? Sergeant D. Walker in the red corner said, your cross still ain't working, man. You keep loading up and it keeps missing. Find another way in. Every time you let your hand go, he comes over the top. Throw, then get your guard home. You know what I'm saying? And you warmed up a little too late, right? 7 landed in the last minute, but you got to start fast next time around, right? So, absolutely. Mason, yeah, this is thrill the fight too. Ball. What's good, Brody? Hope that job is treating you nice, man. Welcome to the working class, bro. Everyday Record said, how do you do this? A lot of coding, a lot of planning, a lot of design. That's the best thing I can say to you guys, bro. One day I might do a tutorial on it, but yeah, I spend a lot of time in the week improving it. Shout out to the new corner system as we head here in round number 3. Let's see how these boxers kind of work in the game, knowing that, you know, there's a system here that's watching, right? And trying to give them advice. Sometimes the advice isn't solid, guys. Sometimes you can, you know, but it is grounded in what's going on in the game. I can guarantee you that much. You know what I'm saying? Everyday Records in the chat saying, how do you join? How do you get in on the action? Everyday Records, there should be a pinned Discord link in the chat. Let me know if you see it. Click that Discord link, be able to join in. And when you hop in, just jump into the introductions channel, introduce yourself, read the rules, please. I've got to tell everybody to read the rules. But yeah, that's how you're going to get in on the action, man. Round number 3 of 3. DJ with the Americana shorts on. Gigo and DJ going to war. DJ having some controller troubles there. Chincool Kid with the follow. Appreciate it. Hey, Ball, this is the best time at the job, man, when they ain't expecting much of you. Live it up. And then before they start giving you a bunch of responsibilities. But back in the action, man. 43 seconds left here in the 3rd round on the public test. DJ still swinging. His corner was telling him, man, he's got to make that adjustment, stay disciplined all the way to the end. He's going with the combos. He's still going with the single shots. I think it might be due to the controller issues. Taster Tester in the chat saying, yo, Gigo's jab is doing work. Man, Gigo's been landing. Gigo has been landed. All I have is my Quest 3 and my phone. Is that okay? Yeah, Everyday Records, that's perfect. That's all you need, really. Quest 3 and a phone. With a phone, I can get you in and put your with your video on here. And with the Quest 3, that's all you need to play the game, bro. You don't need nothing else than that. And here we go. Round number 3. Donzo. Let's see what the judges have to say for this one, though. Prophet in the chat confirming, yeah, we cover the rest. We try to make it as easy as possible for folks to play the game and just show up on stream. Still trying to do a lot more for like community events and tournaments and leagues and things like that. We're still getting our footing with that, guys. So be patient with the squad. But it's going to be Gigo taking it 30-27, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. Perfect score on the SAT, right? That's going to be Gigo there taking it. Look at the knockdowns. No knockdowns. Oh, here we go. Show the records here. No knockdowns, but the damage is going to be where it's at. Gigo, 315 to 167 in the first round. 881 to 480 in the second round. 938 to 838 in the third round. And doing a lot of work, if I do say so myself, right? Shout out to Gigo. Debut match for both of these VR boxers. And what a debut match it is. I mean, it's always good to see new folks in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Gigo was the one who won. Where is the Discord? All right, let me go ahead and I guess the pinning thing. I know somebody said earlier, man, just pin it in the chat for TikTok, but it's just not working. For some reason, every time I pin it in TikTok, it don't work. So there it is right there for you, Everyday Records. All right, let me go ahead and give Gigo their flowers real quick with the dub. Shout outs to Gigo winning the debut match there with the dub. Up next, we're going to have Bank Has Been Robbed taking on Blu-ray. Bank Has Been Robbed taking on Blu-ray. The code has been set for you guys. Yes. Cam and Twitch.
As of right now, the match going on right now is Bank Has Been Robbed versus Blu-ray. Next is Solo versus Zenith. And then after, on deck, we have Tony Hung.
Oh, yeah. Looking at some of these matchups here on the stream so you guys can see what we're talking about, looking at this action going on. Cam and Twitch says, did you make RingsideVR all? Yes, it's all homegrown, homemade right now. The whole stream overlay that you see, the vertical, these stats, these websites, it's the squad here. Started with me, and then I had my homies Solly come through. Prophet came through after that. We got Solo here on the chat right now helping organize things. it's a whole homegrown situation right now. You know what I'm saying? So everything that makes Ringside VR awesome is made by the community. You know what I'm saying? No filtrations, no adulterations, and generally, you know, very minimal help from the outside. Very minimal. Shout outs to the developers who have been helping us though. Shout out to Trend. Trend has been a big advocate for all the leagues here. So a lot of the cool things we're able to do with the game that we do with permissions comes from Trend, you know what I'm saying? And so he's been really putting in work for us. But we got both of these next VR boxers up on stage. So let's go on ahead and head to the tail of the tape. In the blue corner, we got Bank Has Been Robbed, taking on newcomer Blu-ray in the red corner. Both of these VR boxers getting ready to lock into that virtual squared circle. Bank Has Been Robbed, fighting by way of North America Central, 5 foot 11 inches tall, 2001 to 2500 elo. Blu-ray, on the other hand, you know what I'm saying, 5'6", 2001 to 2500 elo in that room scale. So this is going to be a very interesting fight indeed, and both these boxers are locked in right now. And here we go. Bank Has Been Robbed in the black Puma shorts, or black shorts, and Blu-ray in the Puma shorts.
You know, I'm going to have to be a little biased here. You know, I'm going to shout out to Bank Has Been Robbed, a fellow Smurf killer.
Shout out to Smurf Killers, man. Yo, tell the folks about Smurf Killer Gym, though, for real, dog.
You know, Smurf Killer's Gym is based on a pretty simple principle. Tall fighters, heavyweight fighters only, really. You know, I hate Smurf fighters. If you're shorter, basically, if you're 5'9" and below, you're a Smurf. You know, you kind of need a stepladder to reach anything. Yeah, no, I hate y'all with passion.
Oh, hold up though. Blu-ray putting that man on the DVD highlight reel, boy. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let's see that again. I know, dang, to see the public test. The public test is real. Power is God in the chat with the love, with the goat, with the popular, with the rose, the 3D TikTok, a donut for the donuts. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gareth in the chat saying the speed. Man got the hands. Yeah, these Smurfs out here dangerous, bro.
Ooh. I'm telling you that listen. I put respect where it's at. Smurfs, y'all got some power. I'll give it to you. I just still hate y'all with a passion. that just isn't changing. I don't care whether I win or lose. I still hate y'all with a passion.
Oh man, look, and that's really what it is, man. Because what you guys have to understand is that tall fighters have a good challenge ahead of them here in VR boxing games. Not only are taller fighters generally the heavier. Oh my God! Dang, hold up. That punch was heavy. Hold up. That knockout was clean, though. Can we get that on the replay? Can we get that on the flip phone? Checking out the replay. Throwing out the jab. Throwing out the jab again. Mink. Ooh. Oh, that's crazy. Blu-ray. Hey, Blu-ray looking good out here, man. Not going to lie. And Bank Has Been Robbed is a veteran fighter here, man. He's been fighting here for a while. He's got a lot of experience in the virtual boxing ring. And like I was saying earlier, man, tall fighters have a unique problem in this game where since there's no pain, you can't detect weight, the normal things that a bigger fighter uses to keep somebody... Uh-oh, T-posing.
Oh, we got a glitch.
Uh-oh, he back. I
don't hold you. It might be a TKO.
Yeah, the normal things that keep they're the advantage for a taller fighter, man, are you have to play the game a certain way, and it causes a lot of frustration for taller fighters when a short guy could just walk up in like this is, you know, Chili's getting baby back ribs for free, you know what I mean, and they got a black card. So it's one of those situations where you know, you guys started this gym for tall boxers so that y'all could work out and figure out how to defeat the nation of short kings.
No, absolutely. And the thing is that I feel like any fighter who plays this game can agree that the functions in PTC versus live is, you know, there's a big difference, especially when it comes to punches landing on your opponent. It doesn't match the same. It really doesn't. I don't know if it's just because with PTC, they're testing like a lot of like different features and stuff like that. So the damage is calculated differently, or it's just because live is, you know, I have mixed feelings about the live version at the moment, and it kind of is what it is at the until they do better.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough, and I think honestly, guys, we really need to be advocating more for like the taller boxers and things like that. Um, but right now, round number 2 underway. Blu-ray looking really good, man. Bank has been robbed in a lot of trouble.
No, absolutely. I definitely think right now his best bet is to play it safe and change his style just a little bit, but he needs to keep his distance and use his arms because, as a tall fighter, one thing that like every tall fighter basically has is long arms. You have quite a big reach versus your shorter opponents, and I feel like he needs to utilize that, whether it's throwing some combos while keeping a distance, or using his blocks counter and get that amplified damage in.
And I see it in the chat, man. Gareth in chat saying it's all about distance management for the taller dudes, right? Fighting on the back foot, keeping people at the razor's edge of the jab and the knife, right? Valentin is a person really tall. He does this really well, right? Bank, though, has the tendency to brawl it out. So that's kind of a unique situation for those bigger guys who want to brawl, right? Outboxing, fighting on the back foot, circling out, using L steps, things like that aren't really in their toolkit. So what do those guys do when they fight a person who has just a better kit for brawling?
Honestly, if you're fighting somebody who's going to outbox you, like really the best thing to really do is like keep your guard up, get a good landing punch, and then just keep your distance, because at that point if someone's going to outbox you, the only safe thing you can do is just play defense. There's
Yeah.
on the offense chance you're going to get outboxed, and you're going to have a real relationship with that mat.
Night night, slumber time, you know what I'm saying? Big sleeps. Hey, but this second round, though, looking a lot better for Bank has been robbed. Maybe those knockdowns are just what he needed, a touch of Folger's coffee to wake him up. Because right now, he's still in a fight for his life. Don't get it twisted. But he's doing a lot better, man. 42 seconds left on the timer, and he hasn't tasted the mat yet. Easy says, yo, that's my old coach. Who, Bank has been robbed or Blu-ray? Let us know in the chat.
Nah, Bank has been robbed. Listen, like I've sparred him so many times, and homie's got power. Lately, the Smurf Killers, we've mainly just been playing under live versus PTC, just because PTC, is not really the greatest at the moment, and at least with live, it's a bit more accurate with things. It's just damn. I will say one thing I do hate about both versions, regardless, is the arms getting trapped.
That's that VR jank that we've been talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? Some things that need to be worked on just for the game. Shout out to the blue corner, Hiroshi Tanaka in the corner, saying he's found the chin 6 times. You got to keep your hands up. You know what I'm saying? Be careful with that jab. He doesn't throw it often, but it's the one doing the big damage, right? And everything is upstairs. Go to the body. You know what I'm saying? Generally, he won that round good. You know what I'm saying? Dre, Smokey, done. Back in there for the red corner. You know what I'm saying? That's it, kid. Clean start. Big round. You had him hurt. The same left lead hook, same spot, do it again. You know what I'm saying? You keep going back to that jab, it's not landing, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe leave it alone for a round or work on it a little bit. You know what I mean? And he keeps hitting the forehead. Keep those hands up. Spider-Man edits in the chat going for the blue corner. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. Good amount of punches being thrown in this match too, man. 185 to 178. Big workout for both these VR boxers. Round number 3 of 3. Here we go. This is going to be the time for Bank has been robbed to get that work in. I mean, honestly, he's got to make up for that first round here, right? It's TKO or go home.
No, absolutely. And honestly, at this point, I feel like we've reached a point in this match here between these two fighters where the only thing Bank can really do is either get a TKO and just win by a TKO, or at least get 2 knockdowns in this match, because at this point he's gotten knocked down, if I'm not mistaken, at least once in each round. Because he got knocked down twice in the first round, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And in the second round, I don't recall if he got knocked down.
I don't think he got knocked down. We'd have to go back and see. We're going to see at the end of this for sure.
Yeah, and you see, Blu-ray did something that I will say it's a helpful tool, and it's keeping your arm out like that. The only thing that sucks is that people use it to a point where instead of you using it for a few seconds, which is like, which would be normally allowed in a boxing match, people use it, especially you Smurfs, to the point of like keep away, and it's just really annoying to deal with.
Yeah, very annoying indeed, man. And we're seeing the Bank is starting to slow down a little bit too. It's very dangerous here in round number 3. I think Blu-ray dropping his guard is a bit something like he's feeling very confident, right? And the one thing to get somebody to get their hands to go up is to land big shots, right? And so really, Bank has been robbed, needs to go ahead and start letting that thing fly.
Absolutely, you just see like punch, barrel roll, punch, barrel roll, and at this point it's just really trying to get that punch to land, and you got to use them combos like without.
Whoa,
if you don't use
dang.
See, that's what I'm saying. Use the combos.
Look, man, Bank has been robbed, giving it his all, But at the end of the day, Blu-ray just looking calm and collected here. Bam popped him with the jab right there too. Powers God says, a question: what time do you sign up for King of the Ring? 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. Just jump into the Showtime stage. I don't start the sign-ups until I see people, and we let the Discord folks sign up first before I start the stream. JID's #1 fan said 30 to 27 or 26 for Blu-ray. That's the call there coming in from the chat. Sweet P in the Discord saying, do a tornado punch, bro. I think Blu-ray's got it, man. He's just going to keep it locked in for these last couple of seconds. And yeah, I definitely think that the collision on the arms could need some tweaking, man. I like limb manipulation. That just is when it gets... This is why we can't figure out grappling in VR just yet, man. Just how do you manage that? Some smart mathematician is going to have to figure it out. There it is.
Right, someone go revive Albert Einstein real quick.
Right. All right, Blu-ray 29 to 25. Taking a look at it, 10-7, 10-9. Hold up, let me go back to the score here. 10-7 in Blu-ray for the first round. 10-9 for Bank has been robbed in that second round. Then it was 10-8 for Blu-ray again, right? I thought Bank was looking good in that second round. He didn't get knocked down in that second round. Taking a look at the damage, Blu-ray coming out the gate swinging 2255 to 1472. 2255 is 3-round stats, right? Hey, JID's #1 fan, if you're good at commentating, show up on Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I host an open commentary mic night where we do these matches for King of the Ring, bro. Welcome anybody on the mic who wants to give it a go. I'm not looking for perfectionism. I am just only looking for people who are cool and chill, right? That's really the only requirement. And so, yeah, Thursday nights, join the Discord, bro. How does one join? First things first, join the Discord. I'm going to drop a link for you guys. That's the best way to get in. Absolutely. Yeah. I had to. Nah. It's an empty fight. For some reason, we needed to make sure it was fixed. But yeah, it's one of those situations where we had to make some adjustments on the card tonight. But with that being said, though, let's go on ahead to the next fight of the night. Bracket right now. That's Bank has been robbed versus Blu-ray. Blu-ray coming up with the W's. Shout out to Blu-ray. Let's see. Bank has been robbed. Blu-ray with the dub. All right. Up next, It's time. It's time. Solo Liability, the Smurf Killer, taking on Zenith. Both of you guys have been sent the code, and now my co-commentator here, right? Shout out to him. Let's take a look here one more time and fire the instant replay on the bracket. Let's go back to the break real quick. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a segment I like to call solo super commentary, right? Where I commentate in a fashion that even if you was listening to this on an old timey radio, you'll be able to see what we got going on, right? But we got Smurf Killer versus Tony Hunglo versus Zenith 8. This is gonna be a good battle because these two guys trained together a lot, especially this week. So shout out to Zenith, old school guy, one of the first champions we've ever had here on this card. He went and got his master's degree, so the boy's been out here with the higher learnings, you know what I mean? Then we got Tony Hunglo versus Iron Michael Chandler. It's gonna be another match that we have the IRL cameras on. We're gonna skip the match number 8, a little bit of a mistake right there. And then we're gonna have Cito Alvarez versus Japan. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Japan, and Cito Alvarez is new, so it's gonna be very interesting. And then we got another Unk battle in Grandpa Curls taking on Dancing Panda. But for now, both the boxers, Smurf Killer and Zenith, have been locked in. Whenever they're ready, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Garrett says, let's run it, man. Yeah, that last battle was really good. You know what I'm saying? GID's number fan, what was the decision? That last decision was 29-25, right? It was 10-8, 10-9, I think 10-8. I failed to remember, but it was like 29-25, not too far off the mark. But coming up next, we've got the Smurf Killer Solo Liability taking on Zenith 8. Both of these VR boxers getting ready to enter the squared circle. Solo Liability, 6'2" tall, 1501 to 2000. Zenith, 5'9" tall, 1501 to 2000. Both these VR boxers not strangers to themselves or to the game. Smurf Killer in the Smurf Killer blues, right? Zenith 8 with the 4th of July, you know what I'm saying? What do we call them? Star Spangled Bombers. That's the name of the fit. Now these guys are a bit on the heavier side, right? Big heavyweight matchup. Zenith's a bigger guy. Solo's a bigger guy. Solo much taller in real life than it looks like in the game. I fought this guy a couple of times here. Like I said, Solo in the blue trunks, Zenith in the Star Spangled Bombers, right? Round 1 of 3. And expect a bit of a slow start here for Solo, right? He likes to conserve his energy in the match, but he does hit very hard, right? He's got some combos you got to look out for, and this evasive maneuver, right? I call it the good knees, right? Where he gets down real low for a guy that tall. Zenith, though, on the other hand, expect him to keep it a good, clean match here. Keeping the straights, big hooks, right? Working that jab. Lee's Adventure said, real good fights tonight. Yeah, man. The quality and caliber of the VR boxers that pop up on the card is getting a lot better. Really proud of the community. Shout outs to everybody who shows up, gives it their all. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Mini Pac-Man says I'm back. Big, and then he boxed it. Absolutely, man. Debut for Blu-ray. Looking really good. And like I said, guys, you know what I'm saying? These guys are heavier guys. You know what I'm saying? So the pace is going to look slower. Let's see if I can fix the camera here, man. There we go. Jump in. But they're good. They're going to fight a technical fight all the way through, and that's what we're going to be able to expect here from both of these VR boxers. Zenith now working that jab. Nice slip there by Zenith. And we were talking about to Solo just earlier about, you know, the challenges that a taller fighter faces here when fighting a shorter fighter. You know what I'm saying? And one of the big things is that you got to be able to play on the back foot. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to keep that distance management good. That means you're going to have to keep backing away and circling out, working that jab, working the straights. You got big damage and big incentive to work the jabs in this game. So developers are putting out tools to try to help the bigger guys. This time, Solo locked into a little bit of a firefight here against Zenith. And Zenith has no problem just wearing someone down with the straights, with the jabs, popping another one out there. Ooh, nice 45 jab there too. A little bit of a heat on that one. Spider-Man Ed said, "You live?" Yes, oh, absolutely. I'm on all the streaming channels. Twice. Ooh, nice over the top there by Zenith. Oh, and a big cross there landed by Solo. Gets caught in with the clinch from the ref. He made that one count, though. And here we go. End of round number 1. Now, for those of you guys who are out there, maybe bigger of stature, something like that, now this is a good way to kind of check the pacing. Uh-oh. We've got things slowed down. What's going on? I think our observer just froze on us. No, we're back. No, we're back. Not sure what that was there. Everyday Record says, is there signups every day, or are you doing this every day? Thursdays and Sundays. This Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to lock in with the announcements on the Discord channel. That's going to be where you're going to be able to see what time the signups are. I do like to try to throw out some reminders for everybody. Loggy says, when is visual damage being added to the game? We are a couple of weeks out from visual damage. Right now, we are in the PTC test server, and this one has contextual knockdowns and a hit-first system. We're going to have to really dig into the hit-first system. But after these patches here go live, then I expect them to start doing the PTC test for the body damage, for sure. So a couple of weeks out from now. Here we go, round number 2 for everybody just joining in. Smurf Killer in the blue trunks, Zenith in the Star Spangled Bombers. Full Americana, and now Solo Liability picking up the pace this time around, finding the big shots. Now Zenith has a good baseline, right? He's very consistent. Solo Liability, if he wants to take over the control of this fight, he's going to have to pick up the pace. He's going to have to start landing the big shots, and you can see the big man weaving in and out, digging into those shots, coming across the face of Zenith right now, using those kneecaps, the good collagen. Little spin, little pair away, trying to get out of there. Zenith, though, still locked in with him. And like I said, guys, both of these VR boxers have been training against each other almost daily at this point in time, so they know each other pretty well. At this point in time, Zenith should have a good kind of strategy against Solo, and I see he's just grinding around, staying in front of his face, staying active, not giving the big man any kind of rest, and I think he's going to look to grind him down. It is surprisingly hard to track Solo Liability, Gareth. It's surprisingly hard, right? For a big person, you'd expect him to stand still a lot more often, but I tell you, he's got them good kneecaps, man. You know what I'm saying? He gets busy and gets moving, and right now, and he moves with his punches. There we go, working in the clinch, looking for some shots to the body. A minute left in this round. Zenith, the taller fighter. There he goes. There's the Zenith maneuver right there. Working, and Zenith used to have this old philosophy where he would just keep throwing the punches at you in order to you have to keep your hands up, get them fatigued, wear down those punches, right? Or give him free shots. It's a really kind of evil way to think about it. And right now, that high guard doing well for Zenith. He's got to be careful, though, because Solo Liability shooting around that guard. 23 seconds left in this fight. Both of these guys looking like they're slowing down just a little bit, but hey, it's something to expect from guys who are bigger in weight, right? Still looking like it could be anybody's game. Zenith landing a mean cross right there for 60. And Solo's got to be careful. Zenith is starting to time his rhythm. Woo! Here we go. Round number 2 comes to a close. In the blue corner, man, Hiroshi Tanaka saying, yeah, that's correct. Do it again patiently. Body work is starting to pay off. 6 shots to the liver. You know what I'm saying? You keep going to that wide jab and it isn't landing. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful of that. The body work is correct. Continue it. And your temple is open. He's seen it. You got to keep that defense up. Now for Zenith, Marcus, Sunshine Bell. You know what I'm saying? You're taking over, champ. You feel that? Keep going. The body work is paying off. You've landed 2 to the liver yourself. You've hurt him downstairs twice, baby. That's the fight. Keep working. Switch over to the body, man. He keeps finding the temple, so you got to cover up the headshots. You know what I'm saying? But your rear hook is landing far better than one would think. You know what I'm saying? Rely on that. So that rear hook might be the money here for Zenith coming into the 3rd round. Both the coaches, though, feeling pretty confident in the body work from both these boxers. You saw Smurf Killer in that last round really digging into the body, especially when he gets in close. Landing some good points, man. Shem L says, why are they moving like that? It's VR boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? We call it the VR jank. You know what I mean? Trying to dodge hits, trying to get out the way. In a VR boxing game that's tracking primarily your headset and your controllers, right? You are using your feet to move. Don't get it twisted, depending on your control style. But a lot of the times it's getting out of the way, man. Some things look a little bit weird in this game, but I'm telling you, man, it definitely works. Slim Jim Luke says, when are y'all doing Boxing Underdog? As soon as Boxing Underdog can get a few patches in, bro. I do not want to put Boxing Underdog out there in a state where people will think it's a bad game, because I really respect what the developers are doing. So we're in contact with them, and we're waiting for the right time and the right tools to start a Boxing Underdog card series. But back into this 3rd round, Zenith, Smurf Killer battling all the way to the end. 2 giants in the ring. Smurf Killer still got the good knee, still trying to get up out the way, throwing with everything that he's got. But Mr. Consistency over here, Zenith, still back and forth, not dropping that guard, still keeping it tight. And honestly, man, the damage between these 2 guys, I'd be surprised to see how even it is, man. I'm seeing similar numbers falling off of both boxers. Zenith looking good here, looking to turn up the steam. Nice hook there, that rear hook that the coach was talking about, landing flush on Smurf Killer. Both these guys, I mean, they've been going at it for a while. Zenith, though, hurt by that one, a little bit of a sting. Solo Liability might be smelling blood in the water, getting a little too close for comfort. And that break is exactly what Zenith is going to need. And right now, Smurf Killer looking to try to capitalize, feeling a little confident. Big overhand swing there by Zenith, just clobbering. And both of these guys, man, back and forth, giving it their all. And this is exactly the type of fight that I was expecting from both these boxers, man. Solo trying to come in with a short little uppercut there, trying to work in some different shots. He's got to be careful. That temple, again, still open. Got to keep those hands up, Solo. Solo trying to line up. Ooh, swing and a miss. Nice duck there by Solo, but gets caught by Zenith on the way back. 28 seconds left in this round. It's going to come down to who wants it more. Ooh, nice overhand there by Zenith. Good head movement, avoiding the jab there from Solo Liability. And here we go, down to the last couple of seconds. Who wants it more? Every point right now counts. You never know what's going to happen, which way the judges are going to swing, and there it is. This fight comes to a close. Very close call, man. Hard for me to call it, to be honest. We're going to have to leave it up to the judges. They got the eyes on this. And I believe it's going to be Zenith that takes it. A very close match, 29-28. The first 2 rounds there going to Zenith. Good games, man. It's going to be, let me look at it, 10-9, 10-9 for Zenith. Solo picking it up there at the last round, 10-9 for him. Man, look at the damage, though. 5,877 to 5,497. I mean, massive damage here coming in from both of these boxers, man. And shout outs to both of them. Really, really and truly a good match, especially from some of the heavier fighters, bigger, taller fighters here. You know what I'm saying? Sweet Pea, that's going to be Zenith. Trip says, we got the VR back. Hey, welcome back, Trip. Welcome back. You know what I'm saying? All right, up next, we're going to have Tony hung low, right? And so this time we're going to do a little bit of I'm telling you, high guard Gareth is probably
Goddamn.
the superior. There he is. He's back. You hear how tired this man is? Look.
Jesus Christ. What's funny is that Zenith and I, we were on a meta call during that fight.
Look, man, y'all made it work, bro. I mean, we're eventually one of these days we're gonna bring back the post-fight commentary, guys. It's just that I have not been able to spend too much time on the stream, so we had to cut them shorts. But Justin Gaethje, I thought you were in the. We have a Justin Gaethje already here. Okay, everybody asking how do I join? How do I join? Drop in the Discord. Type in /register. And that's how you're gonna get in. You know what I'm saying? But they both made it work. Right now, I'm gonna ask you guys for a little bit of patience here. I'm going to go ahead and set up the code for both these boxers, but at the same time, I've got to, give Zenith his flowers. The old man still got it, man. The old man still got it with the dub there. And then next up, we got Tony hung low, right, versus Iron Michael Chandler. And so the code has been sent to you both, but Tony, I got to lock in with you and make sure that your camera is right. So let me jump in here and make sure I got the right camera setting for there. And so that's going to be Tony in the blue corner, Iron Michael in the red corner. Let me switch that around because we only have one here. So we're going to Iron Michael. There we go. Iron Michael in the blue corner, Tony in the red corner. And then let's see, Tony, I see you setting up right now, bro. Your camera looks good in the right position. And then I'm going to just make sure to give me a second, guys. I've got to make sure that Tony is in the right position. Tony is going to be in the red corner. I think. Hold on. Wrong link there. Just double check and make sure we got it. Copy to the keyboard. There we go. Think we should be good. Let's refresh that. All right. Now let's go ahead and make sure we got the right browser source for y'all. Give me a second. So for the IRL cameras, we're still kind of experimenting on how we're going to make this go. So give me just a second, guys. There we go. Looking pretty good there. So that's your boy Tony right now. We'll get him locked in. We're going to make him look good. There we go. Let's set this current. Let's push this. Make sure we got the right people. Want to give you guys a good view of this. Last time we never. There it is. Tony looking great. Awfully fantastic, if I do say so myself. Shout out to the Only Cams gym, man. There we go. Looking good, Tony. We got Tony locked in right now. Tony looking good on the cams. So let's go on ahead and head to the tail of the tape. In the blue corner, we got Iron Michael Chandler taking on Tony hung low in the red corner. Both these VR boxers locked in for the tail of the tape in this virtual match. We got our boy Solo back. You know what I'm saying? Feeling good, feeling great, feeling good after his last match. And here we go. Tony hung low in the red corner with the red and black Pumas taking on Iron Michael Chandler. In the black trunks in the blue corner, both these VR boxers hugging it out. And Tony hung low. Another showcase for you guys here. Hey, look, Lee's Adventures, we're working on it, man. We are definitely working on it, Lee's Adventures. I ain't gonna hold you. We are definitely trying to get this action started. Running a league is harder than one thinks than the exhibition, so we're taking our lessons here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody experiencing the IRL cameras for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Gareth with the rose, appreciate it. Our man Tony with the red trunks is there. He's got the red trunks to match too. That's the crazy part about it. This man's out here matching his VR boxers. Gareth with the 13 golden gloves. Thank you. Holden Benedict says, how can I get a fight? I'm going to drop a link for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Prophet, I'll see you back here in a little bit, bro. Let me drop that link for you, my guy. Get this
Yo,
Discord link
first
here.
off,
But, man,
Tony is putting in work, dog.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man. Look, only Cam's going to get everybody out here on cameras, dog. I'm not even lying. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Kilo in the chat
seriously,
says,
because Jesus.
it's looking real good, man. Kilo says 2 guys that I've already fought, already boxed it out. And yeah, and Kilo, you can see Tony's camera, man. I know everybody out here, you know what I'm saying, if you've seen Tony's YouTube channel. I'm gonna start putting people's YouTube links out on here too, man. So that way we can start getting some shine on some folks, man.
No, absolutely. That definitely brings some attention to some of these fighters, because man, the ones that be putting in the work, we see the work, man. We see the progress.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Hold on, let me grab a link. Go ahead and do some commentary there, Solo. Let me grab Tony's link real quick. Let me drop it in the chat.
For sure. So with this match, against Iron Michael, Iron Michael, he's playing a good defense game. But against Tony right now, like, listen, Tony's got that cardio. I don't know what only cans be doing. I didn't need to find out what supplements they taking. You know what I'm saying? But damn, like, they are definitely putting in that work. Iron Michael, though, you guys got to give him some credit. For a tall fighter, playing defense is right now kind of his best option. But he needs to eventually, like, block those punches that Tony's throwing and counter, because right now he is taking a lot more damage, and it's going to end up biting him on the long term.
Oh, absolutely. And we're back here. We're back, dropping this in the chat for everybody who wants to follow Tony, man. And I'm gonna get the homies right, bro, because we got a lot of good content creators. Tony Hung Low 94 on YouTube. Check him out. You know what I'm saying? Looking really good. And honestly, Iron Michael Chandler too, man. A really good boxer here in his own right, right? Chandler ranking high on our ranked fighters list, and both these boxers actually in the same division here. So this is kind of like a preview match made in heaven, right? Iron Michael Chandler, ranked A class boxer. Tony Hung Low, ranked C class boxers. Don't let the ranks fool you, though. You know what I'm saying? The ranks are not an indication here of how good you are skills wise, just how well you placed in the rank ladder for here. Now you see Tony Hung Low dropping a headset, you know what I'm saying, getting the taunts in. Yeah, let's go, Tony.
No, absolutely. And the thing is, something that I want our fighters to always keep in mind is something that we always say for exhibition matches. Styles make fights. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what regardless of what you guys' rank might be, or regardless of what your elo might say. Listen, anything can change. You never know.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? And until we really get like the ranked participants locked in constantly all the time, right? It's always going to be like, hey, was somebody able to compete? Was somebody able to make a tournament? We can tell you guys from experience, though, we've got a lot of good talent here. Round number 2, locking in Tony Hung Low versus Iron Michael Chandler. And I already know this was going to be a good fight between both of these boxers, man. Iron Michael Chandler, like you said, man, taller fighter. He's got taller fighter problems. But you can see how he's handling someone like Tony, right? Keeping his wits about him, keeping himself balanced, right? Teeing off, too, right? Getting the damage in there. And that's one thing that we don't understate enough, is that in a game where physical damage is not a deterrent, you got to be able to fight fire with fire in a lot of situations, right? So if someone's bringing the heat to you, got to bring the heat back, or you're just going to fall back behind in a battle of attrition.
No, absolutely. Honestly, at this point, like, my question is simply, are we going to end up seeing Tony getting a knockdown, or are we going to see Iron Michael pull something out of a magic hat? Since Super, I don't know what happened to his mic. I'm going to be covering it for a little bit. But, I want to see what the chat wants to say. What do you guys think about this match right here? Do you guys have any suggestions for Iron Michael? Any suggestions
the force.
For Tony?
I'm back.
What's up?
All right, right, test
Dang,
mic,
and
test mic.
these fighters are just having them
I
good
should be back. I
standstills
should be
right
back
there.
solo.
Yeah, you should be good. I can hear you fine.
All right, solo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, bad. I'm back. Sorry, my Chrome reset on me.
No, you're all good. Dang, I'm looking at the camera for Tony. He was just gut punching.
I'm telling you that's the thing with the IRL cameras, man. A lot of people gonna say what they gonna say about people fighting on here, bro. But like, this is why I say VR boxing is the best form of a boxing game out there, because no matter what you want to say, you gotta actually box. You know, you actually gotta throw punches, right? Pressing square on a controller is not the same as throwing an actual jab. Right, and I'm so glad that we're actually able to start seeing people throwing hands. You know what I mean? And you know, people can stop saying whatever they gonna want to say. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And honestly, like we see the fights. We see like how you guys are throwing punches, even without the cameras on. At the end of the day, it's gonna track how you're throwing your punches. It may
Yeah.
not be as accurate because they can't calculate all like every fiber in your body. You know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, we could still at least tell like, okay, this person, they're working on their stance. This person is throwing punches all the way from across the world. You know what I'm saying? So far, so good. That's all I can
100%.
really say.
100%, man. You know what I'm saying? Gareth said, I look like a damn doofus when I play the game, bro. Hey, me too. Me too. I ain't gonna hold you. Me too.
Not the same.
And both these boxers, you could tell that they're tired, man. That's why I always tell people, you know what I'm saying? This game is a workout. I've lost 25 pounds playing the game, and I just play it just, you know, casually, right? I do more yapping than I do actually throwing punches, right? Josh in chat saying he's liking Tony's punch selection and body work so far, man. Tony's been like, when y'all, Tony Hung Low 94, check out his YouTube channel. Y'all see this man putting in bag work. Y'all see this man putting in work. Clint, shout out to Clint Steele on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Ampi, you know, as well. They all be throwing hands, man. When in iron sharpens iron, that's why we got the gyms together. We try to get like-minded people to train together. And it's really, really showing, you know, showing a lot of results, man. And they post their videos. Starting probably next week, I'm gonna start doing like maybe like a little live reaction segment on the stream as we're getting started, just to kind of, you know what I'm saying, just kind of get in here and just show what the community has, man, because a lot of people have been doing a lot of good work. But blocking back into this third round, I mean, look at Tony's movement across the room here, bro. Like, this man is out here putting in work. And honestly, Iron Michael Chandler too, right? Both of them putting up a very good fight. And nothing, this is what I expect, man. Like, when we do this next tournament to reset the rosters, I really expect Tony Hung Low to be up there with the best of them, man. Shout out to all the folks who've been locking in with us for this ranked battle. But Tony's punch selection has been top notch, man. Working to the body, and it's just, honestly, you don't see a lot of that in VR boxing. A lot of people want to go for the head hunting, smaller target, but you can get knockdowns just as good off the body. You can get damage easier, and Tony Hung Low is maximizing on that, man. Looking pretty freaking good, if I do say so myself.
No, absolutely. And honestly, with this match, it definitely got to the point of, is Iron Michael is gonna just play it safe and just do defense mode, or is he gonna eventually turn around? And if for Tony, Tony is just he's just straight, using that gas tank of his, putting pressure onto Iron Michael, but eventually he's gonna gas out. And then honestly, I think we're starting to see that just a little bit.
100%. 100%, man. And it's got to be exhausting, man. You see how much movement Tony has, the punch selection. It's keeping you mentally busy and physically busy for 3 whole rounds. It's got to be exhausting.
No, absolutely. And listen, like, some of these fighters, like some people, obviously, like some of them, like looking for fights and whatnot. the casual and the competitive channels that we have here on the server, some people are doing 12 rounds for 3 minutes, and it's just y'all are crazy, dog. Like whenever Zenith and I are sparring, like we go about like roughly around like 10 rounds,
Yeah.
but damn, like it gets to a point where you're just like fighting to breathe.
No, 100%, man. But we're getting to that point in VR boxing, the maturity of the caliber of fighters, right? The stamina tanks are getting bigger and bigger. The familiarity with the game and the damage systems is getting better, right? Aligning with
Right.
your own personal physical style is getting more in touch. So we're really going to get to an era where 12-round fights are going to be up there, bro.
No, no, seriously, and honestly, the only real question is that if we start doing
Look, only the best of the best. Only the best of the best. Let's take a look at the details here. 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 for your winner out of the red corner. Tony hung low. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the damage spread, 2061 to 1443, 1762 to 1427, 1685 to 1550, and 55 grand. Let's just 55, bro. That's crazy numbers. 55 grand for Tony hung low. And I think we lost the plot a little bit there, but we will reconnect back to the lobby just in case here. But man, what a good match there by Tony hung low, taking the dub over Iron Michael Chandler. And it was a war, to be honest, man. You know what I'm saying? Iron Michael Chandler, if he would have gotten that one knockdown there towards the end, he was working on it. Tony hung low was hurt there in the bottom of the third. That could have been a really huge deciding factor, swinging that in his favor. But Tony hung low, kept it cool, kept it moving and grooving, bobbing and sliding. You know what I'm saying? All the way through to the end. And shout outs to Tony hung low. So we're gonna go ahead and give Tony his flowers here as we move on to the next fight. It's gonna be Tony hung low with the dub. Up next, Cito Alvarez versus Japan. Sending the code to both of you guys right now. Cito Alvarez versus Japan. Match is set up here. Now, what's interesting is that Cito Alvarez is brand new, new name that I've seen here on Ringside VR. Japan is a name that I've heard around from other servers, right? So I'm actually very interested to see this is his debut fight as well. You know what I'm saying? Garrett says Tony versus Blu-ray next week. Look, if they sign up, we have in exhibitions we have a back-end management system bot that really matchmakes everybody based on their elo and things like that. People can request each other in grudge matches, though. That does kind of change how the cards are made. So Yandi with the debut. Yeah, Yandi with the debut today. Yes, girl. We got Japan already locked in, ready to go, looking for Cito Alvarez. Cito Alvarez looking for you. And I want to remind everybody that red corner there. I want to remind everybody that, you know, for some of these folks here on the tail of the tape, you guys see a mystery boxer, right? That just means someone has not given us a profile picture, or they have not showed up for immediate dates. We're looking for everybody to hop in and help us get a full roster of people. That would be pretty peak. All right, so Cito Alvarez versus Japan. We've got both these bot fighters locked in. Go ahead and set it as the current match.
Supposedly, is Cito in a match?
Yeah, Cito right now, he's in. I see Cito Alvarez. He's in the blue corner right now, and Japan's in the red corner.
Okay.
All right.
I was seeing in the chat that people were.
Cito Alvarez, Sebas Chama with the rose in the blue corner, taking on Japan in the red corner. Debut fight for both of these VR boxers tonight. Both these boxers fighting by a North America West. Sito, 5'10" tall. Japan, 5'7" tall. Both boxers in that unranked to 1500 elo. So you know this is about to be a good, even fight where styles are going to be the deciding factor tonight. This is going to be a good match. Here we go. Sito Alvarez in the brown trunks. Japan in the white and black Puma shorts.
Yo, what's good, Super?
Yo, Prophet, what's going on, bro? We locking in here, man. We got Sito Alvarez taking on Japan, both debut fights. And I've heard very good things about Japan, and Japan already looking like an absolute phenom in the ring in this debut fight, ripping to the body, giving Sito Alvarez a little bit of a run for his money. Sito getting pummeled, and it seems like Japan is picking up the pace somehow. Yo, this man is fighting this man's speed cannot be underrated. Oh my goodness, Sito Alvarez is getting battered. Let me actually just line up for the better shot here, because I feel like I'm going to be missing a little bit of some action here. Hold on.
He is too, but how much can Japan keep this up for? You know,
man, we don't know yet. Brand new person, man. So he could burn out brightly like a bright star, or we could see somebody who could keep this kind of pace up for like 3 whole matches. Time will tell. Josh in chat saying Japan coming out the gate swinging, man. He might gas early, so there you go, Prophet. Some other folks are wondering the same thing. You know, how deep is the gas tank?
Yeah. I mean, he's just out there out for blood. I mean, since the bell rang, he's been just firing them off.
Oh, absolutely. Nine says this actually like MMA since all them throws. He got to be tired, right? Look, you missed the previous fight, Nines, where we had the webcams up. And yeah, no, people actually have to throw punches. It's not like Wii boxing where you can just wiggle a stick. Like, you got to throw punches. So what it is like, this is tiring, but if you have the stamina for it, then you can throw, bro.
I tell you what, though, if you do lack stamina, this is a good game to get into, because it'll definitely, if you push the limits, you'll get there.
Oh yes, absolutely. We know that firsthand, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jumping in here, big shots being landed, and now Japan already with the early salvo, shooting a lot of the ammo off. He's being a little bit more measured, but I mean, it doesn't look like the speed has stopped any. Glass cannon, maybe. I mean, big shout out to Sito Alvarez though, not getting flustered by the volume and he's actually landed a few good counter shots in there, just like that. Boom, cross right to the face. And he's finding a way to thread the needle. He managed to hurt Japan once, I think, in this match. But, he's got to be careful. Keep those hands up and work on the counter shots is what I would say.
Absolutely. And it definitely seems like Sito is more dodging and using the footwork and the counter system, right? He's got it in there. It just, and then also the second round, it really looked like he was getting more of a rhythm than the first round.
Oh, absolutely, man. Checking a look at the blue corner, man. Marcus Sunshine Bell saying, forget it, baby. 1 round. We're just getting started. You know what I'm saying? You got outworked, but you got to be careful. And that's for Sito Alvarez here. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be careful of that cross from your boy Japan. But looking at Japan, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Elliot Voss in his corner saying, yeah, it's a good baseline, man. The scores and the points like what you did, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with your chin, though. Keep that hand up. And we saw that in that first match, man. He was a lot of offense, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the punches, Japan 106-78, right? Cameron says, is the corner a part of the public test? No, the corner has nothing to do with the game. That's my own.
Hey, shout out to Super for the corner crew. You know what I mean? That is fire.
It's coming together, bro. It's been good tonight. I'm not gonna lie. It's been very good tonight, and I'm very proud of it. I'm still taking notes of bugs, but what we talked about earlier, man, I really want the corner to really start locking into game mechanics and really start helping people out. Pickle Man with the follow, appreciate it, man. Levi says, how does one join?
I really like the style of the way it's written out, the way the corner man responds. Right, it's got that corner man boxing feel, but also kind of that being hard on him a little bit. Right, like
Yeah.
it's not like we're selling candy out here trying to like sugarcoat it a little bit.
Absolutely, man. If the corner sees you struggling, it's going to tell you you're struggling.
Yeah,
Because it would not help you if it's going to be like, oh, you're doing good and you got battered in that last round. And it's going to try to pinpoint what are the only 3 points, right? So as much as it can say, oh,
oh
Cito
no! And the tables
Alvarez.
have turned.
Ooh, wee. Big,
And
big.
just like that, man. Just like that.
Boom! I told you he was threading the needle, right? Despite the storm that Japan was bringing, Cito has been keeping it real calm. And like I said, Cito's kept his hands up the entire time, right?
Right, but he's not being active. He's not being
Yeah.
not active, right? He's
Yeah.
not being like he's not just running away or anything like that. He's being really calculated about it. Yeah, he's taking some blows and he's feeling it out and stuff. But he's like the counter system is kind of where it's at, man. You gotta. This is a game like you guys were talking about earlier, and you got to stack the points up. What are the best combinations? And it's not when you're dealing with this. We're not just talking combos of punches. We're talking combos of head movement, combos of head movement with the punches, right?
Yeah.
The parry, the
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing, Prophet. Japan was definitely on the uprise, right? So getting knocked down like that is going to be a big surprise to him. Can he lock in, shake it off, right? And jump back into this round, right? And claim what should have been his.
I don't know, man. He should have listened to the corner man.
You know what I'm saying? Corner man was warning about Cito's damage, though. He's saying, look, he's hurt you already tonight. And that was what I had saw earlier, man, when he was threading the needle. And again, 4 block punches or 4 missed punches puts you in counter hit territory, right? The punishment system is now based off of rewarding defense instead of rewarding offense, right? And so what we're looking at is Cito is actually mitigating a lot of damage, right? But in the long term, though, Japan could be coming across with a lot bigger damage, right? And so if Japan continues this punishment, the long-term punishment on Cito, there it is, could be what breaks him down.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, Cito can get a nice knockdown on a counter hit and be good. But, I mean, the battle of attrition is definitely in favor of Japan, and Japan's been putting in work. You know what I'm saying? This is a battle
the pressure's really on his side.
Yeah. Volume versus counter hitting, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, I think if Cito put on a little more pressure with his countering, he'd be right in there with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, see, and this is in VR boxing, right? In this game, it's always assumed that volume is going to beat people no matter what, right? And so this time we're seeing the developers putting a lot of work into making a defensive system matter, right? And Cito is actually able to weather the storm, right? Where normally in previous versions of this game, he just got blown out the water, right? So this is very interesting to see how this kind of stacks up for both these boxers. We head into the 3rd round, right? We've seen a knockdown from both of them. This 3rd round is really, honestly, Cito really needs to bring out the gusto in this round, right? Because I think Japan won that 1st round pretty cleanly. Second, Japan already putting on the combos. Japan has a lot of volume, and we know damage matters a lot. So unless Cito can weather the storm and walk away with a knockdown in this round, it's going to be looking pretty difficult for the defensive boxer, but we never know, man. This has been back and forth all night, Prophet.
Yeah. And now, both have a knockdown. I think either one of them gets a knockdown in this round, and it's going to lock it in.
Yeah.
Right. I think more on Japan's side than Cito's. Because, I mean, if Cito gets a knockdown, Japan can easily come back and get one. Well, we just saw it. Now, help maybe some other people don't understand either, but maybe help me understand. Is there a fatigue system that's built in? Because I notice sometimes when I'm sparring with Panda and I'm not really getting hit, but if you're throwing a lot, you don't get the hit vibe. You get the more heavy breathing, and the screen kind of goes gray a little bit and stuff. Is there a built-in like fatigue system where if you're throwing a lot, your avatar actually starts to take a decline in fatigue wise?
Were you guys playing on the PTC or were you guys playing on live?
I mean, either or. This has been something I've just kind of been keeping track of over different, just playing. I've never really paid attention to which one I was on. Um,
Yeah. So what you're probably experiencing, especially if you're fighting Panda, I mean, we see this right now in Japan versus Sito Alvarez, right? Japan is able to touch Sito a lot more in general over the course of the fight, right? And what that
right.
does, it builds up your long-term punishment over time, right? And then when you get the long-term punishment, you're just kind of being grinded down into submission, and that's when you see like the gray screen starting to go away. You're being basically
Not,
forced into a
yeah.
knockdown, right?
Not
And
not
that's
not
just
quite a bell ringer.
not quite a bell ringer, just damage over time. Like you think of it just as your
Yeah.
health, your main health bar being chipped
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So when you see that grayness, that's when you know you're just taking too much overall damage, and your body
Yeah.
is failing. Right. That's so
You
that
ain't really
so
been you ain't really been rocked, but you are definitely taking some penalties right now because you've been
yeah.
being pecked at.
And I imagine Sito is feeling that kind of pressure right now. We definitely can't see what's going on through his eyes, but Japan is just landing a lot more blows here. And this time Japan slowing the pace down, right? Definitely trying to pick his shots as he comes through, right? Sito trying to weather the defense, but honestly, man, waiting for your opponent to hit you, you're always at a disadvantage, right? You can weather he's got really good defense. I'm not going to lie. I wish all VR boxers kind of kept this level of defense up. They'd be protecting themselves a lot better. But, you got to, again, throw your hands back. When Sito does land, he lands for big damage overall. But, I mean, the volume's just not there for him.
Yeah. I've always felt when I've been out training and sparring and boxing, like boxing seems like a sport where if everything that you've learned is not working and you're in your last round, like you got nothing else to lose. Like try something new,
Yeah,
right?
100%. 100%. Taking a look at the details here. We've got Japan winning 29-28, right? Not quite the blowout people were expecting, right? Sito, I mean, one debut fight for both these boxers. We got to give it up and show some respect for them because they really came out the gate swinging, right? 10-9 favor of Japan in the first round, 10-9 in favor of Sito for that second round. Japan came back 10-9 again, right? Taking a look at the knockdowns, and the round that Sito won 10-9 was the round they both got knockdowns in, right? So much respect to both of them. Taking a look at the damage, I mean, guys, 5,798 for Sito, but 4,850, right? 5,798 for Japan, 4,850 for Sito. Sito mitigated more that could have been way higher damage numbers if it wasn't for the defense here of Sito. Big respect from me, right? To all the homies, right? Shout out to all of y'all, man. For real. Both of y'all did y'all thing, and I definitely want to see more, man. Both Sito and Japan lived up to the hype. I'm digging it, bro. Digging it for real. All right, let's go back to the bracket here. That was Sito Alvarez versus Japan, and what a fight! Man, chat. This is good games, right? And Sito and Japan, I don't think they're in gyms, right? So y'all gym leaders, y'all better start scouting. Better start scouting. Let me go ahead and put the points on the board here. Oh, y'all got Pacquiao? What? Man, shout out to Japan. Up next, we gonna switch gears, right? The old school for the old fools. We got Dancing Panda versus Grandpa Curls, right? Grandpa Curls is out there massaging the legs, you know what I'm saying? He's getting the muscles ready. You know what I mean? I think Panda versus Grandpa Curls is one of those fights that could be a definitely good series, right? Looking at, I fought Dancing Panda, and we've heard that he's leveled up, right, since coming back from being sick and from a potential injury. I know he hit the side of his trailer the last time he was fighting. We got to get the IRL camera on Grandpa on Dancing Panda for sure, right? I'm gonna work with him. I'm gonna work with him on getting it set up. I'm gonna work with it. That was very Gareth. Yeah, absolutely, man. To me, that was one of the fights of the night, man. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. That was pretty dang good. Yeah. Hey, yo, Yandi. Yeah, we looking out for him, yo. Hey, we looking out for him. Lee's Adventures. Yeah, no, absolutely great debut fight for both of these fighters. We're looking for Dancing Panda and Grandpa Curls. The code has been sent to you both. Looking ahead at the card, though, guys, we got a few more fights left for the night. So we got Dancing Panda, then we got Anthony versus Nenny the Flash. That should be a good one, man. Anthony's one of your guys there. Is Anthony Doom. Anthony, yeah, that's one of your guys right there. So Anthony versus Nenny, that's going to be a good one. Marth coming back, debut fight for Yandi. We already got Yandi and the homies in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Dom Bones Johns taking on Silly Diamond Possum. And then we got Double D Darksea taking on Octo. And then finally the Lock Loader versus Ampi. And Ampi is going to be we got is it Silly Possum? No, I think Lock Loader and Ampi, I believe, is going to be the final's going to be a double webcam fight if we can get it set up. So we got both Grandpa Curls and we've got Dancing Panda set up here. Let's see. All right, let me make sure that everybody is in the correct.
I didn't realize I had 2 back-to-back fighters going.
I'm telling you, bro, it's been a good night, man. We already had Solo Liability from the Smurf Killers gym, and now we got Profit here from Rising Star Academy. So the gym leaders do show up and show out, guys. You know what I'm saying? Garrett says, I love the cam fights, not gonna lie. Tony had genuine techniques. Cam fights are the future of virtual reality boxing YouTube channels. We've had a few camera fights over the years, all the way from the current game director of the game. He was one of our first IRL camera fights, one of the biggest fights that we've had, all the way down to just some few bangers here in the earlier days, man. And I think, honestly, the more people embrace webcams, the better they're going to feel, because then they can just see their technique, and everybody loves it. It's just a W for everyone, right? Nine says, this is a debut fight night. The exhibitions, anybody can sign up, bro. So a lot of new people sign up. We have 2 ranked divisions right now that we're testing out for the top 32s, and then we have Thursday nights, which is also anybody can get it kind of night. But also now we're testing out gym specific events. So a lot of new things being tested out here on the channel.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the gyms.
Shout out to the gym. That boy Solo back. Hey, both of y'all go ahead and hop in on the commentary on this one, man. We got Dancing Panda versus Grandpa Curls. Let's go into the tail of the tape. Up next in the blue corner, we got Dancing Panda taking on Grandpa Curls in the red corner. Both these VR boxers locked in, getting ready to enter the virtual square circle. Panda at 5'7" tall with unranked to 1500 elo. Grandpa Curls 5'5" tall with the unranked to 1500 elo. It's an East Coast versus West Coast affair, but you already know what it is, man. It's about to be a good fight. All the same, Grandpa Curls here in the teal trunks, Dancing Panda in the yellow and black, the away colors for the Rising Star gym. And honestly, Panda is he's gonna come out with the brawler style, right? Grandpa Curls has some sneaky power. He's a power hitter, so we're gonna see which one is gonna end up on top here in this 3-round brawl.
No, absolutely. And both of these fighters, listen, just because they're a little older don't mean they don't know how to throw down. I don't know how they were back in their prime, but listen, don't underestimate these two.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm pretty sure recently Super put Solo in the Unk category at 25 years old. Nah.
I'm an honorary Unk. What are you talking about?
Honorary
Unk. What you talking about? This man is doing true Unk business here at the end of the year, man. Honorary Unk.
Right? Damn, dealing with half this server, you make me old.
You know, I see Grandpa Curls all the time. You know, him and Clint box all the time and stuff like that. Like, he's a really good boxer. I can't say too much on his training or anything like that. I just know, like, him and Clint spar all the time. Him, Tony, all those guys and stuff. And so it's really cool to see. They always got the IRL cameras going most of the time. And then Panda, though, you want to talk about somebody coming here not knowing, like, not just the game itself, but not knowing anything about Discord or anything like that, and then coming through, and now this guy is just taking ownership of being a part of this community, and dude, he just wants to train. Like we just started training sessions in our gym, and he's about it. Like he's like, this is what I need.
No, absolutely. And listen, if you want to talk about a fighter that's got heart, Panda's got heart, dog. Listen, he will keep on going and like until like the bell rings, dog. You know what I mean? And then you got Grandpa Curls. Listen, this man, he be going to work and then still come up to fight, and he's still ready to throw down. He don't care how old you is. He'll listen. He'll show you the old ways. You know what I'm talking about? Like he ain't part of this gentle parenting.
Yeah, I'm really seeing here. Looking at Panda, one of the things that we work on, like, is bringing them hands back. Um, and comes in and he's doing a really good job. He's not doing the chasing real good. He's being a lot more calculated, head movement, moving both ways, keeping it kind of mixed up. Um, but it's that when he goes in and the hands need to come back up to the head, right? Like,
No, absolutely. You know, since Panda is from the amazing Rising Star gym, you know what I'm saying? You know, what can you do, what kind of insights can you give us about this fighter, man? You know what, like, who is this dancing panda? You know, does he actually dance? Does he got any moves?
well, this guy's a veteran, uh, motorcycle accident, broken hands. Okay, and literally has picked up this game, and it's like, somebody who's disabled giving him something to do, and he loves it, bro. He like, he's losing weight. He's in, like, getting involved. Like, it's not just about the training and stuff. Like, he's getting involved with the gyms and the ringside community, and trying to be a part of, and but the training too. Like, he picks up, like, bro's got real Rising Star boxing equipment at home. Okay, like shorts, gloves. The boots are the yellow color. Like, yo, ringsider through and through, and he's a Rising Star.
Hey, that's what's up, man. You know, we love the heart, we love the background story of these fighters. You know what I mean? Like, and then we got Grandpa Curls. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that he's going toe to toe with Clint Steele all the time. You know, that really just shows that this man, he is not afraid of nobody. He is ready to throw down with the best of them, and that's saying something, especially in this server, man. You know, I've seen Grandpa Curls fight before, and this man, listen, all I can really say is that he will find a way for you to take a nap on that mat.
So as far as endurance goes, I know we're dealing with unks here. So, like, who do you think, as far as this go, who do you think is gonna start looking gassed out first?
Honestly, if I had to really think about it, I think Dancing Panda is actually gonna end up gassing out first. And the only reason why I say that is because if I really think about the type of people that both these fighters be sparring with, for Grandpa Curls to be sparring with Clint Steele, and other people from the Only Cams gym, he's gonna have to really keep going round for round for round. Dancing Panda, what I'm saying, although I don't doubt that he'd be going rounds with other of the Rising Star gym members, I don't know how long he normally be going, but if he's part of the Rising Star, I know he is giving it everything he's got 120%. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Dancing Panda, especially being part of the ref team as well.
Oh man, and look at these go. Like, it seems pretty calculated, most of this fight. Like, they've been really kind of showing each other, like, mutual respect in the distance and the pressure and the all that. But we just had a complete brawler session, blow for blow.
And these fighters, listen, they're like wild wild west, just like standstill each other. Like this is such a unk fight right here. Now, if only we can convince Super to get on the stream, you know what I'm saying?
Who called my name? Who called my name? All right. Listen, look at it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think both of these guys need to do? Like, what adjustments? I mean, because it's really looking kind of even at the moment. Like, I'm having a really hard time kind of seeing which way it's going.
No, honestly, you know, I completely agree with you. Right now, I feel like both these fighters are pretty balanced. You know, their powers seem to be pretty even. Their defense seems to be pretty even. The only thing I really think that both fighters need to do at this point is to switch it up and switch it up and possibly throw some fakes in there. You know, look at the blue corner here. You keep going back to that cross and it isn't landing. Leave it alone for a round. He returns to the forehead deliberately, take it away. His cross is the dangerous one, respected every time he sets it. Then looking at the red corner for Grandpa Curls, you've thrown a stack of lead overheads tonight and landed almost none of them. It's not there. Stop paying for it. You landed clean to the liver 3 times. That's the shot that ends this. That chin is exposed and he's reading it. Tuck it in. So the corners.
The corner coach has spoken.
They have spoken. That's that 8-ball knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see it out there. Grandpa Curl's only landing 9 of his overhands, bro. So the coaches are out here looking, bro. Like, hey, bro, you swinging the things. It's not hitting. Lee's Adventure
it's
said
kind of nice though,
because
it's paying attention, giving us a little bit of time to bring some life to these fighters too, and get people to know who they are. And
hey, you guys ready to show up on camera as commentators?
Bro, I would be down for it. I mean, it's just I can't really use my laptop, so I just have to use my phone.
Look, that'll be totally fine. You know what I'm saying? Look, we got Lee in the chat saying, hey, it'd be good to have the commentators as on the camera. I do have it set up. I'm just waiting for the commentators to show up. I'm down for that.
Shoot.
Yeah, nice. Bro. Let me get my back area all set up.
Props, I was gonna say, let me go get my hair cut real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I need to shave. I need to. I be up here in the mountains, surveying land, looking all like a mountain man most days.
Look, they see my face all the time, bro. So I'm trying to get them to see y'all too. But yeah, look, we're in the 3rd round, man. Minute and 46 seconds left. Jamo saying, what game is this on? This is Thrill of the Fight 2 and MetaQuest headsets VR boxing game. Yeah, so we back at it, man. The Unks going through, and you know what's great about watching them, both of them? They're not slowing down, right? You think people who are older at this game that, they'd slow down and get tired, which is not completely untrue. But, both of them still pretty much locked into this match, man. Going blow for blow. Yeah, I'm really impressed.
Panda's been doing a great job of pacing himself. I mean, I know Grandpa Curls paces himself. These guys, when they're sparring and they're doing the live cams with Clint, most of the time you're looking at a 6 to 12 round fight, right? So, I know these guys pace themselves on this stuff. And, but Panda, like, we've talked about it before, that dog chasing the tire, he's definitely doing a lot better at pacing himself.
Absolutely. Listen, these fighters, like these two, they are just like at a standstill at this point. They're just evenly like throwing punches, blocking, moving. It's like this is straight shadow boxing right here. And there goes Panda.
And it hits the ground. And that was a war. It was all the way till the 3rd round against a power puncher like Grandpa Curls, right? It's a big uppercut. Big uppercut, bro, right up under the arm there. Bro. Grandpa Curls finally doing what he needed to do late in this round, and that is going to be exactly what Grandpa Curl needs to get a decisive factor here in this match. Man, that was a clean uppercut too.
Oh yeah, he came right around the corner.
What a good fight. What a good fight from both these guys. A little hugging it out. A lot of respect from the old heads. Let's see what's actually going on. Pookie, how do you join this? There's a pinned comment in there. Grandpa Curls with the W, 30-26, 10-9, 10-9, 10-8 on that one. That knockdown was just the icing on the cake. A little bit of that mwah for Grandpa Curls. And I think damage is going to be the big thing here, right? And again, per Curls is a power puncher, 867 to 575. 1345 to 874, then 1550 to 552, right? 3,762 damage to 1951, right? It was a good match for Grandpa Girls. We got the last knockdown here, looking at that, pretty beautiful. And it was really just one of those things where bam, right over the top, boom. And it was the straight and then the uppercut right out there again, looking beautiful. Big shout outs to Grandpa Curls, big shout outs to Dancing Panda. Great match from the Unks and you know, showing the young cats they can still throw down, man. So honestly, definitely was looking forward to that match. Definitely thought it was going to be a good match for both the boxers involved. I'm glad we could make it happen. But let's go to the next fight of the night. Taking a look at the bracket here. That's Grandpa Curls with the dub. We've got Anthony versus Nenny the Flash, right? The code has been sent to both the boxers, Anthony and Nenny the Flash. We got you guys both locked in here. And then after that, we're coming to the close of the card tonight. We've got Marf taking on Yandy. Yandy with the debut here. He fights against Marf. You know what I'm saying? Marf is another guy. Haven't seen Marf in a while, but Marf is going to be back here in a little bit. Then we got Dom Bones Johns. What a name. Taking on Silly Diamond Possum. And then we got Double D, Darkamed Darkalev taking on Octo, and then the lock loader finally locking in for Ampy there at the end, right? Brantley says, how do you join? Brantley, there should be a pinned message for the Discord link. Just all you gotta do is join the Discord. Right now, this card is coming to a close, right? All the people who have signed up for this for today are here. But when you jump into the Ringside VR Discord, you can be sure to register yourself using /register anywhere in the Discord. We've got Anthony locked in already. Doom there, looking for Nenny the Flash. Check your message request there, Nenny. And then, you know, yeah, absolutely. We used to do post-fight interviews, but they took a little bit long, right? And it would have me streaming up until midnight, 1 a.m. sometimes for all of them. So we're gonna try to figure out a way to bring those back into the stream. But for right now, man, the stream's 30 fighters, 15 fights goes pretty long to hear folks talking at the end. But, you know, if the chat really wants it, I might have to, if they really, really want it, you know what I'm saying? If chat, y'all really gonna sit here and engage with it, then I'll bring it back. I'll stay up late for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So Jasper says, why do the numbers show when they land a shot? Is it something you turn on in the settings? So for the people inside the headset, you cannot see the numbers. It is only for the observer mode. They still, well, yeah, for PTC you can. They have it for as a debugging tool for testing, but in live they've decided to basically keep it hidden to kind of keep the immersion and realism. So what they've done instead of the numbers is they're incorporating a breathing system and different sound effects when you do hurt somebody or when you yourself are hurt, right? So I would love to have the option to turn it on. You know what I mean? Just to see. We used to also have the punishment bars. You could see how much damage you're taking. Those informational things help with the game. When you take them off, you try to trick people into thinking it's a simulator, and it's not a simulator. You know what I'm saying? Well, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So it's still a game at the end of the day. We need health bars and numbers in games. That's just my opinion on it. But I'm not the developers, so not really in charge of that, unfortunately. With that being said, though, we've got Doom and we've got Nenny the Flash locked in with the next fight. So let's go ahead, take it to the tail of the tape. Tail of the tape time. In the blue corner, we got Anthony taking on Nenny the Flash in the red corner. Both of these VR boxers locked into the virtual squared circle. North American fighters, the both of them 5'8" tall for Anthony, 5'11" for Nenny the Flash. Right, 1501 to 2000 for Anthony, but don't let that elo fool you. He definitely punches above his weight, but he fights Nenny the Flash, man. And Nenny the Flash is coming in here to put some pain down on the pain train tonight. Anthony in the blue trunks, Nenny the Flash in the white trunks with the black trim. 3 rounds on the clock for this exhibition night. Powers God, what's good, what's good. We're going to lock in here. Anthony representing the Rising Stars gym tonight. Nenny the Flash, a Ronin, I believe. I don't know if Nenny's in a gym specifically, but here we go underway. You know what I'm saying? So Prophet, you know, I know you said that Anthony's been a really good good new addition to the Rising Star roster. A lot of confidence, a lot of aspirations. You know, he made his way into the C-rank boxers, fought his way in, and now he takes on Nenny the Flash. What is your expectation of this fight from the young man?
I mean, where he lacks elo, he definitely makes up in heart. And it's not a cocky heart or anything, but you know, very energetic, not super rush in. He's got good head movement. He mixes it up. Like I've fought him before, and he's I mean he's got high spirits. He's got stamina. He's ready to box like all the time.
Yeah, it looks like it too, man. He's facing down Nenny the Flash. Nenny the Flash, slightly taller boxer here. Both of them really good and composed. This first round, the discovery round, though, both of them just kind of really figuring out what the other boxer has in store. And like I remind everybody, this is Thrill of the Fight 2 virtual reality boxing here on the Ringside VR channel.
And honestly, looking at these two fighters, you know, especially with Anthony's performance in the past gym event, you know, he is. Oh, it looks like we're kind of glitching out a little bit. You know, he is definitely a force to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? He definitely he be understanding it. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to Prophet and the Rising Star Gym. You know, their fighters, they be training. You know, I be paying attention sometimes to, you know, seeing them, you know, looking for fights in the server, talking in their gym chat. You know, they definitely see what they're I definitely see like them putting in that effort. Now, Nenny, on the other hand, you know, to my knowledge, I don't believe I've seen this person fight before. If they fought previously, I believe this is my first time seeing them fight. I will say, you know, their switch from defense to offense when they're trying to throw a punch. It's not too bad, but definitely I would suggest working on that defense if he doesn't want to let Anthony knock him out.
100%, man.
Yeah.
Look, we have some of the best defense in the business here with Cito. You know what I'm saying? Like Cito Alvarez, boy, that man had defense figured the heck out. And one thing, as you mentioned, defense, man, we got to, hold up, wait, Anthony going unloading here on Nenny, trying to get some big damage here towards the end.
I'm telling you.
Nenny, though, calm and collected, man. He's maintained his composure through this whole fight. And, you know, let's see what the corners got to say here as we go into this next fight. But, like, honestly, defense is so much stronger now that you can cause somebody to be punished by having good defense, right? Dr. Elliot Voss here. We lost that one on numbers, but here's the cause, right? He's teeing off on your chin, man. 6 clean hits to this round. He's finding your chin a lot, bro. You got to tuck and roll, keep those hands up, right? And you started slow again. You got to keep that up. Red corner, Hiroshi Tanaka says, clean work, very calm, continue. He's teeing off on your chin, though. And again, the chin is exposed. We just saw it in the chat, man. You've heard him downstairs twice. Stay with it, right? And so you're getting caught later on in the rounds, too. So the corners here really, really speaking their voice. I mean, they're almost even in punch totals. 95 for Anthony, Nenny the Flash, 90. But, you know, the damage there from Nenny is really the one. They're even on hooks, just about. But Nenny is leading in jabs, while Anthony is leading in the overhands. I mean, in the uppercut. So we're going to see how the advice goes in. If we can see them keep their guards up a little bit more and not expose that chin. The chin for the chat is a weak zone. So anybody that lands straight to the chin is going to actually get extra damage on that shot. And here we go. Nenny, the one unloading first here.
Yeah, definitely seeing an adjustment here with Nenny, right? Not being so much on the back foot, but more on the take action and aggressor move forward.
Ooh, absolutely. And honestly, you know, seeing Anthony throwing punches right now, you know, I will say that he it looks like his focus now is to really find a way around his opponent's defense. But if Nenny just doesn't work on his defensive position, he's going to keep letting Anthony sneak his way in. I highly suggest to definitely switch out your fighting stance. For tall fighters, a good stance to really consider is definitely the hitman stance. You know what I'm saying? That's a pretty good fighting stance for our tall fighters. It helps them not only guard their liver and abdomen decently well, but also it really does help them throw out flicker jabs as well.
Look, shout out to Kronk Jim. If you guys want to learn that Hitman style, King the Hitman Chuck is the guy to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one of the first boxers here. Also, shout out to Valentin as well. Pretty proficient in the Hitman style too. So a lot of folks in the Discord can show you the ropes, if you will.
Ooh. Nenny's completely capitalized on that counter there.
Now he's been doing really good. I mean, and Nenny, look, I have the sneaking suspicion, Prophet, that Nenny was really just trying to figure it out for the first round to kind of see what Anthony was doing. Nenny in the chat was like, yo, who's this Anthony kid? You know what I'm saying? So he's really trying to understand what he's working with, and now Nenny seems to be completely settled in, nice and comfy.
Yeah, I don't know if Anthony's getting tired or if he's really kind of burning out. It seems like he's starting to drop his hands. He's leaving his head completely uncovered a lot here in this second round.
Ooh, he's getting caught moving too, man. You can really start to see he's starting to fall apart. Meanwhile, Nenny keeping the composure.
Yeah, he's scrambling. And it looks like Nenny is just kind of in the pocket right now. He feels really comfortable. He's kind of in the zone. He's not really looking like he's too worried at the moment.
Yeah, man. I mean, towards the end there, Anthony was getting a little bit scrambled. You know what I'm saying? But he still kept the volume up. I don't know if it was a part of the plan. But taking a look at the blue corner here, man, the adjustment is showing up and the numbers continue. He's still teeing off on your chin this time, right? The liver is open and it stays open. You got to exploit it, right? Yeah, the chin's up equals chin hit. Bring it down, right? And that lead uppercut is landing far better than it has a right to. Go to it more, right? So lead uppercut there. Here we go. Hiroshi Tanaka for the red corner, right? That's 5 times to the temple. It's a pattern that's not luck, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to be sharper. You got to be more competitive. His jab is the dangerous run. Respect it. But, and you're also head hunting, man. Go downstairs a little bit, Nenny, and I think you'll be good. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it right now, Nenny is leading in punch totals, but just by a little bit here. Leading in jabs, falling behind just slightly in hooks, and losing on overhands and uppercuts, right? So a little bit of a varied style between the both of them. The third and final round, guys. This is the round that's going to make or break it. And I think if Doom can come in here, if Anthony can get some surprise damage in, this is the round that he's got to pull out whatever he's got left in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, Nenny's going to get real comfortable. And look at him. He's settling in, really trying to lock in to try to figure out how to pick Anthony apart.
No, absolutely. And honestly, I feel like at this point, Nenny is just trying to keep that distance, still trying to adjust with that defense. But Anthony is still, throwing that power. But he's starting to slowly having to switch from offense to defense because Nenny is starting to put that pressure back on him.
Yeah, he's got to be really now. He is able to land some damage now. Like I said, he's been swinging with those. He's been leading off with the hooks, uppercuts, overhands. Right, not a lot of things coming out with the jab there from Anthony. So it's some trickier shots to defend. But man, big 68 hurts Anthony. Another 47 followed up with Nenny the boxer. Man, that was such a decisive blow. Nenny ripping to the body. Listening to the coach right now. And I see what the coach was talking about, man. That high guard of Anthony doing a lot of work to mitigate a lot of damage there, man. Especially when you get him stunned, you can rip to the body, 3 shots. But here we go, Nenny threading the needle, looking for some opportunities. What a good exchange there.
No, absolutely. And listen, like, you got to give credit where credit's due. Nenny, he is like still standing his ground, still throwing them punches. Anthony, on the other hand, Anthony is just like trying to keep that distance, trying to survive the match. The only question is that is either one of these fighters gonna be able to get a knockdown during this match, and if so, what's gonna be the final tipping point from these fighters?
I think it's going to come down to a battle of attrition here at the end, right? Go straight to the judges. We only got about 48 seconds left in this round. Nenny is landing some zingers though. And when he does throw, when he's able to get through the guard of Anthony, if he could just land to the body a bit more and rack up some of that long-term punishment, the knockdown could get a little bit there. This time Nenny the one capitalizing on the body. Big 53 shot there when
Ooh.
oh my god, when Nenny winds up, right? Woo! Boy, does it hurt. I am worried though at the amount of times that Anthony's kind of spinning around here, that maneuver, trying to avoid some damage from Nenny. It's only serving to get himself hit because Nenny's having the patience to wait until he resurfaces and then start hitting him. Bam! Big shot to the body right there. And here we go. End of round number 3. Gabe says, I'm crying at what Nenny's doing. Yeah, Nenny had a whole different kind of style there towards the end, man. A lot of respect there coming from Nenny to Anthony, man. Taking a look at who is the winner. It's going to be out of the red corner, 29-28, Nenny the Flash. Much well-deserved win there by Nenny. Anthony holding on. It was 10-9 by way of Nenny. 10-9 by way of Anthony in round number 2, and then Nenny cleaned it up 10-9 again. And the damage was in favor of Nenny. And like I said, he was landing those bombs all the way through. 1751 to 1511, 1451 to 1343, 1717 to 996 for a grand total of 4,811 to 3,958. I mean, Red Corner's been doing in the Lord's work here, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket here. Red Corner's been putting BTA, and we don't usually take a look at Red Corner versus different corners. But first, let me go ahead and make sure that Nenny gets their dub real quick. You know what I'm saying? Nenny the Flash in there with the dub. Shout outs to Nenny for the win. Up next is gonna be Marf versus Yandi. Marf versus Yandi. Yandi, this is going to be your first time receiving a code. Check your message request in Discord, right? Setting it up as the current match. And let's take a look at the rest of the card here. Let's at least take a look back at tonight for a little bit because, yeah, it's something in the water, man. Red corner, blue corner with Valentin and Africano with the wins. But ever since then, it's been red with Clint Steele, red with Gigo, red with Blu-ray, red with Zenith, red with Tony Hung Low, right? Red with Japan, red with Grandpa Curls, red with Nenny the Flash. Yo, it's kind of crazy. Locking in with chat says, all right, here we go. When you join, type in sign up. Yeah, Lee's Adventure is gonna be type in register. If you try to sign up before you register, you're gonna get an error. How do you become a fighter? Slim. All you got to do is join the Ringside VR Discord. Link should be pinned in the chat here on TikTok. Double check. When you say the link didn't work, are you copying and pasting it into your browser? Let me know. Some people have been getting in all night. Some people maybe have. I just dropped the link again. So let me know. Sebas with the rose. Thank you so much, man. Gareth with 13 golden gloves. Can't forget that, man. 13 golden gloves. That's huge for tonight, bro. Appreciate it. All right. Looking for Marf and Yandi. Marf and Yandi. Let's see our last fights of the night. It's going to be Marf and Yandi, Dom Bones Johns versus Silly Diamond Possum, Double D versus Octo, and the Lock Loader versus Ampi for our final fight of the night. Yo, Jasper, my bad, bro. Look, we're trying to read two names at the same time. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Looking for that call right now. Yandi and Marf. Marf, where you at, bro? Oh, there's Yandi typing in the chat. Yandi, are you in the public test server? We are in public test realm. If you put in the code and it didn't work, you might be on the wrong version. How do you set that? All right, well, we're going to skip this match for now while we get Yandi set up. We've got a guide here in the RingsideVR guides, server guides. Accessing the PTC. Copy that link for the homies. You know what I'm saying? Let me jump back in here. I believe this should work. Go ahead, Yandi, and make sure you got that. For now, while you get set up, we're going to move on to the next fight of the night. That's going to be Bomb Bones Johns taking on Silly Diamond Possum. Yeah, we're gonna give Yandi some time to get on the server right quick. So we're just gonna skip his fight and we're gonna come back to it in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Look, it's exhibition night, man. We got a lot of new people here. Ain't no thing. But right now, I'm looking for Dom Bones Johns and Silly Diamond Possum. Silly Possum, you already know where to get the code from, bro. Dom Bones Johns, it's gonna be your first time. Check your message request. There we go. Silly Possum just jumping in. All right, let's go ahead and check in with Dom Bones Johns. Dom, there it is. All right, check your Discord message request, Dom. And Yandi's upgrading right now. They'll give Marf some time for him to hop up in here. All right, Yandi, we got you, bro. Here we go. All right, Dom. Talk to me, bro. What's good? You should have a message request from the RingsideVR bot. Yeah, Josh, yeah, the game name is Thrill the Fight 2. If it says the host is on a different version, Dom, that means you're not on the public test channel. You're on the live version. So follow the guide. Solo, get him right, bro. Right now, we're looking for Marf. Now, I told people earlier sometimes we run into situations where we got to find a sub for the end of the night, and we have not really heard from Marf to call up for his fight. So, gonna be looking for somebody to replace him on the card. And so, what we're looking for specifically to fight Yandi is going to be someone who is relatively new or lower elo, right? We're looking for someone in North America East who is fairly new. North America East, fairly new. Stationary preferred, right? So So we got some folks in here. Dom being helped right now, trying to get in. And we're looking for a replacement for Marf. Replacement for Marf. Lizavich here. Yep, someone's time to shine, y'all. Fabio looking like who's going to fight my boy in the debut.
Shoot, I'll get back in.
I mean, yeah, look, Solo, I'll let you get back in, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it.
All right, so you versus you're gonna be up against Yandi. Right, you're gonna take Mark's spot here. How's
Did
Dom doing?
Yandi? Was that Yandi able to get his shit situated?
Yeah, he is. He just said he needed that code again, so
Yeah, send it to me.
All right, we got y'all boys lined up, and then while we wait for Dom to figure it out here, we're gonna jump back up here again. So let me just substitute you with Solo. Smurf Killer back at it once again, filling in for the homies. All right, here we go. Smurf Killer versus Yandi. We're back on track. Yandi, you've been given the code. Smurf Killer, you should have the code as well. Let me know if you guys just got that. Yeah. All right. So Solo Liability is going to hop back up in here. Yandi, you should have the code. Check your message request. All right. Just waiting for the boxers to lock in here. Solo Liability with the guide. Thank you. Yeah, Dom, you're going to go up next, bro. Yandi, if you can get in there. All right, here we go. We got Yandi just locked in. Love sipping. And then now we're waiting on Solo Liability, and then we gonna go ahead and get on with this next fight. Yandi, gonna put Yandi in the red corner real quick. And then looking for Solo to hop back up on in here. Gabe says, can I join the Discord just to be a guest to see matchups or just yeah, bro. Gabe, I got you, man. Here's a link. Hopefully this link works. Let me know if this link works. It's been tripping all night. All right, we got Solo Liability locked in. 3 rounds underway. Let's go to the tail of the tape. Up next, we got Smurf Killer back at it once again in the blue corner. This time he takes on newcomer Yandi in the red corner. Both these VR boxers hopping in, you know what I'm saying, to the first fight. Yandi making a debut fight, fighting out by way of North America East, 5'7" tall, unranked to 1500 elo, brand new to the game. He fights veteran Solo Liability, looking to put him through the paces. Solo Liability in the Smurf Blues. Yandi rocking that breast cancer awareness pink. You know what I'm saying? We in here though. Round number 1 of 3 underway. And here we go. The big man. Got to be careful, man. Solo Liability is a big guy. This is looking like a Mike Tyson punch-out kind of fight. But Yandi already with the fireworks. Good head movement. Trying to stay out of the way. Keys to victory here is this opening round, man. It's going to be the discovery round, right? If you're Yandi and it's your debut fight, you're fighting against the nerves primarily, right? And so for some people might think, hey, man, it's a mismatch. But this is what happens at the end of the night, you know, when some people fall out. We can't always make a perfectly matched fight, but Yandi does have some advantages on him, man. He's fighting the big guy for sure, but the Solo is not going to be the fastest fighter, right? And height does not mean as much as you think it does in this game. Now, if I were Yandi, right, I would definitely keep those hands up, though, because when you're fighting a bigger fighter, the punches are always going to come from the top angle. So adopt a high guard, right, and keep those hands moving and grooving. If you keep those hands down at your waist, chances are Solo ain't never going to go to the body, right? That's the one thing. Get the likes up for my boy Yandi. Let's go, man. Throw them likes in the chat for Fabio's homie Yandi, man. Yandi out here, David and Goliath in this thing. And he's throwing hands, though, right? Let's not undersell Yandi, right? He's got the head movement. He's keeping it going, but What he's doing a lot right now, he just needs to keep those hands up. If Yandy could keep those hands up and not drop them, he'd be mitigating so much damage, you guys, right? But we got to see. He does have chances to win here. Gabe said in chat, maybe that might be all he needs. Look, I fought Solo a couple of times, right? Solo's already fought once tonight. Solo's a big guy. He's a slow starter, right? If y'all like Pokemon, he's like Reggie Gigas. You know what I mean? He's got the slow start trait. But when he gets going, right? And so right now, what Yandy needs to do maybe is not take a lot of these shots, right? He's taking a lot of open shots, and that's going to matter a lot more towards the later round. That's what really Solo wants. He wants to beat you down, get rid of that early health bar, so it's a bit more of an even fight coming in through. But Yandy with the knockdown. Oh my God. I take back everything that I said. Yandy's the best. Yandy's the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? Yandy can never be underestimated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fabio in the chat losing it right now. That's the homie. Here we go. Yandy's just got to keep this up for 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what kind of effect all of these shots to the head is going to take on Yandy's character in the later rounds, but for right now, it's looking up aces for him right now as the round comes to a close. Great first round there by Yandy. Great first round by Yandy. This man said, give him the championship. Let's look at the punch stats here. Smurf Killer landing a lot more shots, 110 to 86, but Yandy landing the shots that matter, man. Leading in jabs just slightly. But it's really those counter shots, man. That's really where it was at. Really where it was at for your boy Yandy. Now, here's going to be the big trouble, right, coming into this next round, right? Because that short-term damage is what really got him the knockdown, right? A lot of quick, successive hits, right? But will it really make a difference towards the later ends of the round? The deep waters as we are. Round number 2, this is the adjustment round, right? We've already seen what Yandy can do. We know he's got the hands, right? But can he make the adjustments, man? I'd like to see his hands get up more. Solo liability. Not throwing as much shots. So he's, again, a disadvantage there on the volume. But, ooh, already Yandy hurt. If Solo can land a couple of shots unanswered, this might be it for Yandy. Big stun. And Yandy making the recovery there. Offense is the best defense for the young man. Almost in a little bit of hot water. But like I said, this might come down to a battle of attrition. The first round was definitely his. He's got to lock in. Shots being landed here again. Yandy getting caught with a counter shot. Hurt again. Solo liability pummeling his opponent. Getting stunned like this is not going to be good for the long-term health. Ooh, Solo liability with the good knees. It's very surprising to see a big man like that get down and start rolling in the way that he does. Yeah, and I told you, Fabio, he got the good knees, brother. He got the good knees. I do like what I'm seeing about Yandy, though, man. Yandy out here, he's hungry for it. First debut, usually people get a little bit nervous. You know, they kind of hesitate. Not Yandy. Yandy out here letting the yabs free, as our boy Valentin would say. Let them things fly. Hey, Fabio, you did, bro. You told me to be ready. And I got my peepers open. I'm watching you, homie. You know what I'm saying? He's doing really good against the big man, Solo liability. Solo liability getting frozen there. I think his headset kind of tweaked out on him. But we're back into the action here. A little over halfway here in the second round. And much more tame, more even round. I mean, honestly, Solo liability right now needs to be the one to start picking up the pace a little bit. We know the big man can land, but can he land consistently? He's able to hurt Fabio a couple of times, but not able to capitalize on the damage. Fabio might not be keeping his hands up, but he is moving, grooving, vibing, and sliding, keeping that head movement going, mitigating a lot of damage. Otherwise, it would be nice, devastating shots, but Solo liability. Kelvin going forward and forward, trying to land on the short man. And again, I would love to see a lot more body shots here from Solo Liability, right? Capitalize on it with the head movement that Yandy has, man. He's making himself a hard target for Solo Liability. You can see the slowdown happening here. A little bit less damage here for Solo Liability. A little bit less damage here for Yandy. But that's going to be the thing that's going to hurt, man. Solo, you know, it's that stamina and keeping that big frame going. This is where Yandy can really capitalize and really pull ahead. There we go. Last couple of seconds of the round, and that is going to be round number 2 in the books. Blue corner here, right? Calm. The fix is small, not large. He's teeing off on your chin, man. You know what I'm saying? The wide cross ain't working for you. You keep loading it up, and it keeps missing, man. You got to start working on something else. He's found the chin 8 times. You got to keep that chin down, keep the gloves up, right? Time's short, and you're behind. Still can't play it safe much longer. Got to start unloading, and I have to agree with the corner there for Yandy, man. He's hit the temple 8 times. Champ, you got to move. You got to move that guard. You know what I'm saying? Careful with the jab. He doesn't throw it often, but when it lands, it does do big damage, right? And everything you're doing is upstairs, bro. You got to go down to the body a little bit, right? Good advice here to finish off the round for Yandy. Smurf Killer leading ahead in shots, but Yandy's got that knockdown, right? So right now, damage could be in the favor. Could be in the favor of Smurf Killer, but Yandy's looking really good. I mean, right now, this is the round. Open goalie mode. Got to go balls to the wall here, right? And you really need a strong finish for Solo Liability if he's going to take it. Honestly, he really needs a knockdown in this 3rd round. Something he's been chasing for a long time. Yandy really doesn't have to do much but keep it going, bro. He just got to keep the tempo and keep the big man at bay. And I think as long as he doesn't give up too much shots and goes down, I think this fight is in the bag for him. But Solo Liability continuing to headhunt, continuing to go up to the top of the head, looking for it, man. And I tell people all the time, for somebody with such a big frame, you know what I mean, and somebody who's moving around like this, rip some to the body, bro. Especially if you see it open, it's an easier target to hit. Never mind, Solo Liability just teeing off here. Yandy eating a couple knuckle sandwiches. But he's giving back just as much as he's taking. Oh, never mind, the left is exactly what Solo Liability. I was so surprised by that. I didn't even see that coming. Bam. Bop, boom. Bow. Right there. It was the left dropping him. And now Yandy is in a bit of hurt. That 2nd round is going to matter a lot. Yandy, I think, came out a little bit on top in that 2nd round. But right now, every punch is going to matter. It's going to come down to damage. If Yandy can do it, he can lock in. He just has to dig deep right now. You know what I'm saying? Dig deep. You got nothing to lose. 1 minute and 26 seconds left on the counter. You got to leave it all on the virtual mat. You know what I'm saying? Even if you punch your wall right now, it doesn't even matter. You just got to go for it, right? You know what I'm saying? Debut matchup. Big win could be underway, but you got to want it. You got to want it more. Oh, no. Solo, chill, bro. Chill. It's a new guy. It's a new guy, Solo. Dang. And what it is the long-term punishment that's really stacking up here. Long-term punishment, a lot of damage taken. Oh no! Dang. And that's what I was trying to tell y'all earlier, man. It might not feel like it at first, man. You feel like you can take shots all day, but they really add up towards the end of the match. You have less and less health to work with the more damage you take in those earlier rounds. Underway. Right. And here we go, the big man. Woo! Got to be careful, man. So, and there it is. And height does not mean as much as you think it does in this game. Liability. If I were the long game, right, I was trying to warn y'all of the long game earlier, man. Get the likes up for my boy Yandy. Let's go, man. Tell Matt he sucks the quarter. He's throwing hands though. Fabio. Right? Let's not undersell Yandy. Man. Right? No, honestly, bro. Like he does have Lee Adventures is right. You did super well against a vet, Yandy. You fought somebody maybe that might be all he needs. You know what I'm saying? So right now, you in the game in there with a knockout. You were looking good. Yandy needs to do. The only thing like you were saying early first round, it was like the hands were down here. Early health bar. so it's a bit more of an even fight. What people don't realize is that there's two health bars.
Oh,
Yandi there right now. That's the homie. Between the rounds, like round 1, round 2, round 3, and it always fills back up. Then you got your over the course of the fight health bar. Every, you know what I'm saying, hit that you take. We don't know what kind of third round. All of these Yandi probably has this much health bar. So we saw back to back knockouts. We've already seen what Yandi can do. We know he's got the hands. Right. For Solo to kind of come through with that, can he make the adjustments of that like severe punishment he took not in the earlier round? Much shot, right? So he's getting again, took a little damage advantage there on the volume, but already Yandi hurt. Solo liability winning the second round, and Solo liability crushing it in the third round with the TKO. Take a look at the damage, it's 2143 to 1922. Solo liability had 1739 to 1653, but then it was 1895 at the end. 5,556 again. Solo liability pummeling his opponent. 710. Yandi, you should be proud of your performance today, man. Solo liability with the good knees. Solo liability came away with the dub. It was a good surprising to see a big man like that. Like much more tame, more even round. I mean, honestly, Solo liability right now. I'm really convinced that it was. As long as he doesn't give up too much shots and goes down, I think this fight is in the bag for him. But Solo liability continuing to headhunt like this with the taller fighters, bro. Looking for it, man. They're gonna have to really get all the time for somebody with such a big frame. But then you got the head movement. You know what I mean? It really is somebody who's moving around. Yandi eating a couple knuckle sandwiches. But he's giving back just as much as he's taking. Oh, never mind. A little bit on top in that second round, but right now every punch is going to matter. It's going to come down to damage. If Yandi can do it, he can lock in. You got nothing to lose. 1 minute and 26 seconds left on the counter. You got to leave it all on the virtual mat. You know what I'm saying? Even if you punch your wall, you just got to go for it, right? You know what I'm saying? Debut matchup, big win could be underway, but you got to want it. You got to want it more. Oh, it is. It's the long-term punishment that's really stacking up here.
Even if you're blocking well and you know you're blocking well, it's just how the game.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me jump in here. Got to fix the other. Got to fix that Discord. Why is Discord not working? Hold on, wait. We got to jump in here. Got to make sure I can actually hear it. Hey, give me some audio there, Solo.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Fix Discord. What's going on with Discord? Yeah, it's just chat can't hear you guys for some reason. Give me some audio. Just keep giving me audio.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just saying that definitely Yandi did his thing. I would definitely suggest for a lot of fighters to definitely work on that blocking. You guys got to remember it's a game, so even if you put your arm all the way up to guard your head, an uppercut can get right through that. So
all right, here we go. We're back. Lost you for a quick second there. Chat was really locked in. Let me know. Appreciate it, chat. Anytime y'all don't hear somebody or hear something, please let me know, because there's too much for me to keep up with right now. But with that being said, though, big shout outs to Yandi. Let's go back to the bracket here. Yandi with a great debut, man. Good stuff, bro. Want to see you back here again. We're gonna give Solo liability the dub, and then up next, let's see Dom Bones Johns taking on Silly Possum. All right, we had Silly Possum in here. He's already locked in. Dom, how you looking with the updates, bro? Nice. We in there. Okay. Dom Bones Johns, another debut fighter here, taking on Silly Possum. Silly Diamond Possum now. This time around, we're going to see if Dom's got what it takes to get a good debut fight. He's fighting Silly Possum, another veteran. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then we got Double D, Darkalev, a.k.a. Darksea, taking on Octo. And then finally, the Lockloader versus Ampi. We're going to be able to get a double webcam fight for that one. That one's going to be great. Hey Yandi, next week, when you sign up for exhibitions, I believe you can request a fighter. If they sign up too, chances are you guys will get locked. You guys will get put up together. I like what I'm hearing from, man. He said, give me Manny. I'm going to be back stronger. Lessons learned. Yeah, that's what it's all. Yeah, we always talk about this, bro. You got to get washed to get clean. Ain't no way around it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell this, L stands for lessons, not losses, bro. So I like the attitude there. Silly Possum versus Dom up next. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's still going. I can always give you a screenshot too, bro. You ain't gotta. I'll got the records here at the end of the fight. We'll lock in at the end of the fight. That way you ain't gotta spend too much time, bro. Unless you want to go back and watch the fights, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Sib, yo man, yo, what's good, bro? Always great to see you in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though I feel like sometimes I catch it a little too late, but always good to see you in chat, man. Hope things are going over there well with AVRB, man. I've been seeing the streams, catching them at work when I can, watching the replays and stuff, bro. So good stuff as always. We're gonna go up to the next fight here for the night. Dom in. Let's go ahead and put Dom in the other corner. All right, coming up next. Let's go to the tail of the tape. In the blue corner. That's not the blue corner. And make sure we got the right one here. There we go. In the blue corner, we got Dom Bones Johns taking on Silly Possum in the red corner. Both these VR boxers locked into the virtual squared circle. Dom making his debut fight here against Silly Possum. Dom fighting at 6 foot flat against Silly Possum's 5'11". Both of them similar elo, 1501 to 2000, and fighting in stationary. So this should be a good debut fight. Dom Bones Johns here in the black trunks, Silly Possum in the yellow trunks. And Silly Possum known for being living up to the name, right? Fighting with that possum kind of style, playing possum, right? Making sure that he does not give up his cards too much, but also known for a bit of a slow start, right? If Dom Bones Johns can come out here guns a-blazing, he might be able to overwhelm Silly Possum, but he's got to be careful to not fall into the trap and get hit by the counter hits.
No, absolutely. You know, I've personally fought Silly Possum before a few times. You know, he's definitely a fighter that knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely going to be one interesting match. You know, for Dom, I do hope as a tall fighter he utilizes his long arms to keep a distance. He just definitely has to find a way through Silly Possum's defense, because let me tell you, brother can block.
Yeah, no, that's part of that kind of like possum play, right? For everybody who wants to sign up, just be sure to check the chat, join the Ringside VR Discord. The refs will be able to help you out. But the thing about it is, man, I'm noticing something very interesting here on this first round, is that Silly Possum is having a bit of a difficult time with that right hand. I don't know if it's the controller. I don't know if it's a real hand problem, right? That could be the hole in his defense that Dom could kind of capitalize on. Dom, you know, he got that fighting stance on him. You know, like when people fight in school, you know what I'm saying? That's what he looked like. You know what I mean? Pure American fighting right there. We know I don't know what hood you from, bro, but that's how we fight. You know what I'm saying? He squared up on him. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be very interesting to see if that translates here into the game, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, we both know that Thrill of Fight 2 is a very tricky mistress, right? And it wants you to punch a certain type of way. It wants you to hit a certain type of way. So Silly Possum, though, the vet in the ring, though, has already kind of done a lot to figure out what works for him in this game. And let's see what Dom can pull off here in this first round.
No, absolutely. You see Dom over here just using, you know, like Florida breathing, like Florida breathing, like JIT style. You know what I'm saying? Like this
JIT
man
style.
is.
There we yes, yes, bro. Like you know the style when you see it, bro.
I know
Square
exactly
up
what you mean.
on every World Star video. People always square up in the same way. You know what I mean? Like talking mad smack as they square up on each other, right? The slap boxing technique, if you will, right?
No, absolutely. And then you got Silly Possum over here. Like, listen, this man, Like he's trying to keep that block in there. Like you said, his right arm, is acting a little weird. That's that's
I don't
that
know what's up
possum.
with
That's
that.
the over the hedge possum style right there.
Maybe, dog. Hey, yo, we got the Florida boys in the chat though. You know what I'm saying? They say Florida boys rise up in the chat. From
Yes,
Florida
sir.
represent
Shout out
Uncle
to
Yanko.
my four Rose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody saying that dude got to be from Philly, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, we all know the style, dog. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, look, we
he
just
probably
ended the first
watched.
round.
He
Hmm?
probably watched Fresh Prince before before getting on here.
Probably, man. Let's take a look at the blue corner, man. You know what I'm saying? You warmed up a little too late. You landed a lot at the last minute, right? You know what I'm saying? He's dictating when the fight happens. You only started 10% of the exchanges. You got to be first, right? And watch his hook, right? That's the one that's actually hurting you. You know what I'm saying? You got a clean start. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it's missing coming in from the corner, right? Dr. Elliot Voss here, that round, you know what I'm saying? He caught the chin 4 times now. Correct your head position, right? You're getting caught late in the rounds, 15 in the final. You got to stay disciplined and careful with that hook. He doesn't throw it often, but it's a big one for him, man. Looking at the hooks, Don Bone John's 12 hooks landed there in that match, right? And the red corner feels like that they're behind in this fight, you know what I'm saying? So looking at the corner man, from what they're seeing, Silly Possum's got to pick it up, but not too uncommon from Silly Possum. We've seen him have a lot of late starts, but right now, Don Bones Johns looking to be in a good place to have some confidence. Let's not let it go to his head too much, man. Let's see how he can get there first. Say he's got to be first with the exchanges, land first and land hard. But it might be a little bit of lag in the room as well as I look at how these guys are exchanging. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks
Absolutely.
saying,
Because even Silly Possum right now, he actually said in the chat that I guess his finger is bleeding because he pierced his finger.
what? See, I
Yeah, I
knew
don't
that was
know.
something wrong. Hey, bro.
So
I've
he
seen
said he
too
could
many
still keep
times.
fighting though. So
Everybody thinks they can still keep fighting. The last time somebody did this, showed up on camera. There's blood all over their shirt and their walls and stuff because they just didn't know how much they were swinging. Please, for everybody out there, please be safe. If you hit your hand, if something's going on, because I knew there was something weird from the first round by the way he was twitching his hand, and just be careful, man. Like I always say this, please be careful, guys.
he could do the possum thing and play dead.
Ampy's like, I remember that. See, Ampy was there, man. I don't be telling lies, bro.
No, I've seen some people like either break their controller, make their whole hand bleed. Like
I've punched the corner of my desk one time, split my knuckles open. We've all been there, man. I know some people who've hit loved ones. We've seen Panda like hit the side of his trailer, dead on, full force, nearly flipped the whole thing over.
no, for real. Honestly, look, I mean, considering that he pinched his finger, he's still standing his ground. You know what I'm saying? Now, now Dom over here doing the cha-cha slide, trying to sneak his way through.
Moving and grooving, baby. Moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? Bobbing and sliding. Y'all know the phrase. Y'all know the phrase.
My man got to do the Cupid shuffle next. So like,
Little voice with the rose. Appreciate it. For everybody wondering about Thursday, jump into Showtime stage at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sign-ups happen then, and you'll know right then and then whether you're on the card. It's going to be for King of the Ring. Yeah, Brian Roma in the chat says it's dangerous. Once I threw an uppercut and hit my VR, cut open my thumb. You see what I'm saying? People be out here clowning on VR boxing, bro. But you know what I mean? It's a tough sport. It's a tough sport.
it really is. Actually, funny enough, speaking of sports, they are actually bringing like video games into the next Olympics.
Yeah, because they've been having Taekwondo for a long time. Do we know if Thrill of the Fight's going to make it as a registered game, or is it going to go to?
I don't know if it'll be a registered game, but I have seen it be played during a competition. Not like MLG, which I'm pretty sure
T-Pain
doesn't
had
even
it
exist
once.
anymore.
T-Pain's
But
competition. He put it up
what
there.
happened?
T-Pain's competition. He put it up there.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, and it was like, and honestly, it looked great. I'm like, hey, if we can bring that, you know what I'm saying?
That'd be peak. I've been trying to.
Yes.
Oh, wait, jumping in the blue corner here. Bray Smokey Dunn said, that's the waste, son. Don't get cute. You did the damage. You know what I'm saying? 3 shots to every 2 that he landed, right? That's what I asked for from being first. Keep at it. There we go. Yo, he's got power. Don't get careless, though. You know what I'm saying? And he keeps hitting your forehead. Fix it. You know what I'm saying? Keep your hands up. So the coach recognizes and the coaches see. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Elliot Voss says, you know what I'm saying? You're making the changes I wanted to see as well, and I can prove it. You know what I'm saying? But you got outworked that round. He's identified the temple, and he's going back to it. Make the adjustment, right? And his hooks is dangerous to the temple. You got to respect it every time you see it, right? And that left rear hook for 45 was the biggest shot of the round. For you, keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also, by the way, Possum
Yeah.
said that I guess his wire pierced through his finger.
Wire? What wire?
I have no idea what's going on with your remote, so that wire went through.
Bro, hold on.
Tony Hung Low said, "Wire man carrying around a spool."
Man carrying around a spool or something. Like, wire, bro. He's saying real dangerously. You know, a lot of people use VR straps to wrap their hands out. This man uses barbed wire. He don't play. You know what I mean?
He's gonna have to tell us that story. Damn.
All right. Lee's Adventure is saying, heard there's supposed to be an official Thrill of the Fight tournament. Hopefully they involve the leagues like Ringside VR. I can tell you with confidence, I know that the Thrill of the Fight team has been looking to host their own league and series for a long time. I've talked to Trent about it. Trent is keen on involving like a circuit with all of the leagues, which I think all the leagues would be happy for. But at the end of the day, here's my thoughts on it. If Thrill of the Fight didn't even want to do that, it's their game. They can do whatever the heck they want. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't going to stop what we doing over here, player. And we're going to keep it moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? Back at this action around 3-3, a minute and 53 seconds left on the clock. My boy Dom Bones Johns looking pretty good here against Silly Possum. But, hey, we're still here in the last minute of the third round. Anything can happen. Dom Bones ripping to the body. Big hook there, man. He winded up for that hook. Man, if that would have hit, that would have been beautiful.
You know, the thing is, Dom, you know, he's a stationary fighter, right? So one thing I will say for stationary fighters is that being stationary, the game focuses on how you guys throw punches a lot more than it does for a room scale fighter. I don't know if it's just because you guys are just in one space, so it's better calculated. But you know, as stationary fighters, you guys have one thing you do have again. That's better than room scale is just how accurate the power is compared to a room scale fighter. For room scale, we can just move around better than you guys can. Mm-hmm. Plus our counters are better than yours. That's you know, unfortunately, that's just the truth. Either way,
the advantage is there for stationaries that since their feet are always planted, they can throw better power shots, right? So they should never be off balance, to be honest. Technically, theoretically, you should never be off balance when you can plant your feet right. Curves with the rose, appreciate it. Jasper says, join the server as a fighter. Welcome. Ex Loki, man, we appreciate it, bro. And we out here doing the thing, man. A lot of people playing the game. We're just out here trying to make them look as good as possible while they're playing the game, and that's really the mission of Ringside VR, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a place for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I make the live look as good as possible. We got the commentators. We got the players, man. We just welcome everybody in here. We just try to do our best. Here we go.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if this match lands in a draw, to be honest with you.
I mean, we gonna hear, man. Like we said, them judges get paid in Bitcoin, bro. The digital judges cannot be trusted. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go and see what the official scorecard is. Silly Possum here extending the I don't think. Oh, there it is. Dom was waiting for it. Dom was waiting for it. The emotion there. Finally getting the dap up. Discord, he was waiting. He was waiting, brother. He was just like, yo, I need this figured out for real. You know what I'm saying? Like here in this first round. Let's take a look at the details.
No, absolutely. You see Dom over here just use that.
Yes,
sir. Shout out to
Yanko. SATs 1851 to 14. Yeah, somebody in there, true damage there for Dom. Big dubs as always. Let's take a look at the upcoming bracket. Big congratulations for Dom. Dom Bones Johns. Debut match with the dub. Hard to get those these days, man, but he did his thing out here. So we're going to give him his flowers, update that record for him. Dom with the W, right? And up next, we got Double D. Darkamed Darkalev taking on Octo. the code has been sent to both of the boxers. So whenever you guys get those codes, go ahead and hop on in. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get Silly Possum down here for real. Nathan said, what can I do to get on here, bro? You know what I'm saying? It's easy. We make it easy and breezy. All you got to do is join the Ringside VR Discord. When you jump in there, type in /register to register yourself on as a boxer. You can also use /profile to see one of the over 400 boxers we have already registered, their records, their profiles, and things like that, right? Your profile is going to be something we use to identify you. You can put your style. You can tell us a little bit about yourself, put your height, your elo. We just ask you to be as honest as possible because we use that data to match you up with other fighters here on the server, right? So if you're really a shark out here and you put, you know, that you just started, yeah, you're going to be can crushing people, but we're going to see and we're going to point at you and be like, you lied on the sheets, you know what I'm saying? But then likewise, you know what I'm saying? Put your true height, put your real region, because that's what we try to do, especially on matches like this. We match people up based off of region and skill as best we can. It is what it is, right? Look, Octo is here looking for Darksea. HP, what's good? Yeah, here. Shit, HP, I ain't seen you in a hot minute, bro. How's things been? Oh, snap. That boy Trent made it into the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we got one of the devs, Trent, in the chat. Yo, those new animations are looking so good for single player. Yeah, that's what we need right here, because a lot of people are fiending for that Thrill of the Fight 1 magic, bro. That plus the damage system, whew, it's going to be in there, bro. It's going to be in there. Shout out to Trent in the chat. Shout out to 1HP in the chat, too. UBA boys in here, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead. We got Double D already locked in, and Octo ready to go to make sure they're in the right corner. I got it. Oh, sorry. I moved him in the blue corner. And then we got Octo in the red corner. I thought I had took you off the match. Never mind. Okay, we got him in the right corner. We're going to set this match up. And then we're going to take a quick break as we set up the last fight of the night. So we got Double D and Octo ready to lock in. How do you register, King Julian? Can I still fight today? Today is locked in, bro. Like, people who already signed up for today have signed up since 3 p.m., but you can still join the Ringside VR Discord. This way, you can go ahead and get in on Thursday. We have a King of the Ring, and the next Sunday is going to be your next opportunity for an exhibition match. But for now, let's go ahead into the blue corner. We got Double D, Darkamed, Darkalev taking on Octo in the red corner. Both these VR boxers locked in tonight in the virtual squared circle. North America West finest, 5'10" for both of these boxers, 2001 to 2500 elo room scale. The only thing different is the gyms that they're representing here in this game. So look, we about to lock in, guys. These guys, they're gonna be looking real good. 3 rounds on the clock. Double D, Octo, Double D in the black trunks, Octo in the red trunks, man. We're about to get ready to get started. We out here Philly Parkway, public test realm, so you know we're looking for those contextual knockdowns. Apologies again early on for folks. The cameras were not meant for the public test realm exactly, so there will be some clipping coming into the fight. But with that being said, we are underway, and man, these guys are already out here with the firefight.
No, absolutely. And actually, shout out to Darcy. Darcy is actually part of the Smurf Killers gym. So, you know, shout out to homie. You know, definitely with this matchup, what I want to see from both of these fighters is really seeing a tall, you know, giant versus giant, tall versus tall. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how they're similar heights, this is going to be one interesting fight for 2 heavyweights here.
Man, and we've seen the heavyweight fights early on too, right? We've seen the slower heavyweights, and some of the heavyweights and the taller guys are just quick on their feet, right? And this being a room scale battle, we expect to see them moving and grooving all the way through the ring, man. What room scale has become more and more popular as time goes on, man. People get their footing in VR, finding the correct kind of space. A lot of people with the phone booths have been going away, and it's just been better and better and better for the game overall, you know. So, you know me, I'm a fan of it, but right now, Darksea swinging for the fences, and we see the classic VR boxer mantra where is, hey, if is your head open, I'm gonna swing at it. If your head is not open, I'm gonna swing at it. And you know, we're going to see what the corner man has to say here in a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, Silly Possum said his braces wire was the one that clipped his thumb right through my fingernail. Oh, man, dude, get that disinfected, please.
About to get that thumb amputated.
Man, please be careful. Back to the first round here. Minute and 8 seconds left. Pummeling on the inside here. Octo showing no back down, no quit in him. Brawling here with Darksy. And I don't know if that's really highly recommended, you know what I'm saying? So, because Darksy is not afraid to kind of mix it in, you know what I'm saying? Like, he seems unfazed here. Ooh, nice double jab coming in. And he'll use the jabs to kind of get in on his opponent. But I don't know. Octo looking very confident, saying, look, I can mix it up with the best of them, Brody.
No, absolutely. You know, you got to give props to where, you know, you got to give credit where credit's due. You know, both of these fighters definitely showing up and showing out. You know, Darcy's punches are landing. You know, he is bobbing and weaving as he should. But, you know, Octo's punches, when they land, they are making that damage. They are making a splash, not no little puddles.
Yeah, nah, 100%, man. I think you got to respect both of them on the inside. And this is one of those fights we were talking about earlier where it kind of puts you in a situation where you kind of have to meet fire with fire. The first person to really back down is going to be the one that falls behind on the damage when all things are considered equal. And right now, I'm seeing them shoot like similar shots to each other, very around 40 to 55-ish damage, right? But it's going to come down to what the cornermen say and what was going to transpire in that first discovery round. The thing we've discovered is both of them are not afraid. They ain't got no quit on them. All right, Sergeant D. Walker here in the blue corner, man. You lost that round. You got to own it, man. Here's the fix. You know what I'm saying? You at the last minute, you stopped working. 17 landed, but you had 35 landing early. You got to save something for the finish, right? That's 11 times on the temple you've been hit, bro. Keep those hands up. Looking at the red corner, man. The body's soft. You got to keep working it, man. Go to the body more, right? Your temple's getting caught. You got to sort that out, kid, right? But your rear hook is landing far better than it has any right to, so go ahead and lean into it. And there it is. Like, the corner's just making for the round. I mean, a big hooks landed for both of them, 31 to 54 in that round. Octo leading in the total punches there, 113 to 87 all the way through. So, you know, we've seen Darksy working those jabs on the entry. You know what I'm saying? Really paying off for him. But once they get into the scuffle, they just kind of lock horns and stay in there. So what we're seeing is keep your hands up for both of these fighters, right? And go to the body, and let's see if they listen to the cornermen.
No, absolutely. The thing is, I will say that, like, a good thing that Darksy can do for his, like, on his end, right, is keep moving around, throw those punches, and, like, you know, and definitely keep hitting, you know, those core spots there. For Octo, you know, he is doing pretty well in the offense, but his defense is also kind of lacking just a little bit when it comes to hitting his core and his liver. So I would definitely suggest, you know, to work on protecting that, possibly even keeping a distance, because you do have the long enough arms to play the distance game with Darcy.
100%. 100%. Mad Cow with the rose. Appreciate that. And the follow. You know what I'm saying? This is Ampy in the chat say this is a true gamer matchup. Hey, man, look, this is what it is all about. Sometimes VR boxing is just about throwing more punches than the other person. And you know what? If these two are going back at it, there's no quit in neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? I like Darksy's entry with the jabs, right? But when they mix it up, I'd like to see him keep those hands up more. You know what I mean? Like, and it really it is, because damage mitigation can also determine the winner of a fight. Again, if all things are even, y'all got throwing some catch and shoot would be really good, right? Metal Cow says, just found this and I'm loving it. Appreciate it, Metal Cow. Stay tuned for the next fight, man. We're going to be setting up something pretty special for the next fight. We're going to get these IRL cameras turned on. Speaking of lock loader, let me go ahead and check in with the IRL camera. I have very limited access to fix the IRL cameras this time around, guys. So I do see you. Was that you waving? Lock loader? Yeah, that's perfectly set up, bro. Perfectly set up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this clinching game this round is crazy.
Man, it's been an infighters, you know, a VR boxing infighters pretty much paradise here, right? And honestly, man, like sometimes you gotta develop war tactics for this kind of tech, because you're gonna see this type of fight more often online than anything.
No, absolutely. It's funny you say that because sometimes when I'm fighting against Zenith, right, we be joking around at any time him and I are starting to see just black and white, and we like the amount of clinching that happens starts increasing.
It's
Um,
vital. It's vital. I mean, before clinching used to be an annoying thing, right? But the developers have really kind of gotten in there, and just being able to break stuff up, being able to call people on the clinch. We haven't seen people abusing the clinches nearly as much. And there it is,
oh,
Darksea with the
the extra damage.
knockdown. This is what I was telling earlier. It's very, very scary to mix it up with Darksea, right? He is not, you know what I'm saying, not afraid and not unfamiliar with this type of action. He's literally made his money on this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mixing it in on the inside, he's been doing it. Absolutely. Yo, yeah, Jay, I'm gonna bring you up for the next fight, bro, especially because I'm setting up these IRL cameras. We got Ampi versus the Lock Loader. It's gonna be good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Look, this has been a great fight, man. As we head into the third round, it has been nothing but back-to-back action here. And, it's one of those things where it's like, who's going to back down? Who's going to have the fight? Now, we got third round. Octo cannot lose spirit in this third round, right? He's got to just have a short memory for this kind of action, right? And he's got to just come out the gate swinging, because this third round is really where it's going to all come down for it right now. Slow start here as Darksea gets a little bit of a jump. Octo's like, hey, man, what's good? W8D official. Yeah, now you guys can join. I'm going to drop a link for y'all here in a bit. We got a few breakups for the ref here. Octo has to get his bearings. Darksea is going to be looking very confident. You see his confidence. He's not even trying to fucking mix it in right now. He's trying to really get in there, work that jab.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, at this point, it's just giving that, unless Octo gets a knockdown, like I feel like Darcy's going to win, by decision here. The damage has been crazy between both these fighters, right? And the amount of clinching, I mean, like we were saying, it went from being such an annoying thing to, sometimes it's starting to get even to like a point of just being like a vital move, at the end of the day. I can definitely see Octo just getting irritated from all the clinching, but I mean, hey man, it is what it is. Best thing I could say if you're trying to avoid that clinch really is like you gotta really keep that distance.
Step
That's really the
back.
best thing I
Just
can
step back and
suggest.
step around to the side, bro. Like, so many times people run in blindly for the clinch, right? And then out of nowhere, right, you step around them, they look and they're like, what's going on? And you get a bunch of free hits and you're in their blind spot.
Exactly.
Right.
And honestly, like with a minute and 20 seconds left, I'm curious to see, like, are we gonna get is Darcy gonna get another knockdown? Is Octo gonna get, his first knockdown here against Darcy? So this is definitely gonna be, an interesting last minute exchange of punches here.
Yeah, and it's what's interesting, Darksea doesn't look like he's very much interested in exchanging much of anything, right? Trying to stall out time here. He knows that he has the lead on that knockdown. It's Octo is really the one that's got to really make sure to stay on his toes, right? You see Darksea trying to get in there and force the clinch. Now, the thing about this clinch work is that it could work against Darksea if he gets called from the ref and a point gets taken away. All that work that he did in the second round could go down the drain. So what Octo has to do at this point, right, is just really just keep it going and keep it up, right? And I can't really tell what's really going on here as far as the calls that are being made from the ref. Unfortunately, don't have the audio here, but I'd be very surprised if the ref hasn't taken away a point at this point for Darksea, man. A lot of this head swinging into it, it's not really a good a look here on the part of Darksea.
No, absolutely. But I will say that the refs in this game, when it comes to calling out the clinching, it'd be so annoying because sometimes you didn't even do it, and it'll still call on you. It gets so annoying to a degree. I'm guessing Darcy won.
Guessing Darcy won, but I'm gonna take a note of that, man. Talk to your man Darcy, bro. He's Philly Parkway. That was not a good public look on test his round, part, so you know we're looking for those contextual knockdowns. Apologies again early on for folks. 10-9, the cameras were not. With that being said, we are underway, and man, these guys are already out here with a firefight. Here's the thing: it's 5,000, and we've seen the heavyweight fights early on too, right? We've seen the slower heavyweights, and some of the heavyweights and the taller guys are just quick on their feet. At the very least, touch gloves. You know what I'm saying? Jay, I'll let you up here in a little bit. Silly Possum says Darcy took the win on that one. Please be careful. Back to the first round here. Minute and 8 seconds left. We got pummeling on the inside here. Octos, because see that last match is not afraid to kind of mix it in. You know what I'm saying? Thing that we unfazed love to lean on. Nice double jab coming in. The referee is just able to really paying off for him. But once they get into the scuffle, they just kind of lock horns and stay in there. Not sure what the see if they listen to the cornerman, to be honest. But
no, absolutely. The thing is, I will say that like a good thing that definitely suggests to work on protecting that, possibly even keeping the distance, because you do have the long.
Especially this is Ampy in the chat. This is honestly, a true gamer match. It's not a good man. Look, this is what it is all about. Sometimes VR boxing is just about throwing more. Third round. I do see you. Was that you waving? You know what I'm saying? Block loader. Just try to have fun and try to at least. Yeah, that's perfect. It's been an infighter solo, a VR boxing infighter later on, pretty much paradise but I'm just making a note of that. And before clinching, used to be an annoying thing, we're gonna get ready to set up here for this last fight. So, just jumping in here, I've got to get the two fighters locked in. Let's go ahead and get the last fighters of the night. Here we go. Let's make sure we got this last fight of the night. And this last fight is going to take a little bit of setup, guys, mostly because I got to get these cameras involved. Let me just make sure that I've got submission there. We've got the Lock Loader versus Ampi. Lock Loader and Ampi. Sending the code to you guys both right now. Reconnect to the lobby, and there we go. We've got both of these boxers locked in. Let me grab their links. So Ampi in the red corner, Lock Loader in the blue corner. So let me grab Ampi's link here. You make sure he's looking good. Fingers crossed we can make it happen. For some reason, it's not dropping in there. And then let's go ahead and get the next boxer loaded in here. So one quick second. Like I said, in the future, guys, we'll have this a little bit faster. Just working with some experimental things right now. Let's see if we can get our other boxer in here. Here we go. The Lock Loader here in the blue corner. Shout out to the Lock Loader. And then let's see if we can get Ampi here in the red corner. See if we can mix it up. So for everybody, we got the IRL cameras locked in here. But for some reason, Ampi, unable to get your camera feed. I see it in the back end, but it's not coming through on the stream. It's just showing up as black. Maybe reconnect, hop out and reconnect and jump back in. There we go. Just saw the disconnect. And then let's set current. So we got everything but Ampi's camera here. We're going to see if we can get it locked in. And while we're waiting here, let's go and see if we can bring Jay up. No, the cam's not turned off. I see the cam. Let's see. I see his cam here. There it is. He's back. He's back. I think I see him. He's back. Let's see. Might just be a connection issue, I think, really what it is. Yeah, I think it just might be a connection issue. So we'll see if we can fix the connection issue, and if not, it just might be a frozen camera here. Yeah, I see it's there, but it's just jittering. So it might just be an internet issue. There it is. It's back now. I see the fan moving. So he's going to try to connect one more time there. We're going to see. All right, he says he's going to try something real quick. Okay, looking pretty good now. I don't know what you did there for a second, but it's looking pretty good. A little bit of stutter here and there, but ain't nothing we ain't going to just kind of work through. We good, bro. Okay, let's bring Jay up here for commentary.
What's up,
Jay,
guys? What is up?
Let me get some audio from you there, bro.
What's good? What's good?
Big chillin'. We got the last fight of the night, Lock Loader versus Ampi. We've had 3 fighters show up with their cameras on today, which has been pretty good. So yeah, let's go ahead. This has been great, man. We're gonna be getting more people on here with IRL cameras. Finally got some folks to probably play along. Shout outs to the Only Cams Gym. But for now, let's go ahead and head to the tail of the tape. Up in the blue corner, we got the Lock Loader taking on Ampi in the red corner. Both these VR boxers locked into the virtual squared circle in a special IRL cam versus IRL cam matchup here. The Lock Loader fighting by way of North American Central. So is Ampi, 5'10" tall for the Lock Loader. Ampi 5'11" tall. Both these VR boxers in that 2001 to 2500 elo, and they're both playing on room scale, man. Ideal conditions for a good fight. We got the IRL cameras on. It's going to be a good fight. Last fight of the night, we got Jay Bach up in here, man. You know, Ampi in the white trunks, the Lock Loader in the red trunks. It's looking pretty good, man.
Actually does have a fight coming up in the UBA. I know I talk about UBA a lot, but it has some of the most entertaining and most skilled fighters. And I love to see them when they come in here.
Yeah, man. I mean, Ampi's been really good, man. Shout out to Only Cam's Gym. Ever since he's been hopping in here, he's been helping out here at Ringside VR with some things on the back end, man. Good guy all around, and really good, man, that he's got the Only Cam's Gym. He's got all the content creators kind of corralled together. We're going to be doing a lot of new things here with them, so it's going to be really good, man. It's good to see them on the stream. It's good to see you back here, man. Jay, how you been?
I mean, I've been great. Yeah, I recently switched to room scale, and I feel pretty good on it, so I'm going to transition into room scale right later in Ringside VR. Probably going to vacate pretty soon.
Yeah, we got one more card, and that's going to be the last card of the season before we kind of redo things, take a look back at it. But here we coming out, round number 1 of 3, about 2 minutes left here. Ampy putting in work, man, just constantly just drilling in, and I do love Ampy's style, man. Really good style, really good counter hits, a little bit unorthodox as far as BR boxers go, but you know, he's got a good style working for him. But he's going up against the Lock Loader, and this is the first time I'm seeing the Lock Loader here out on like IRL cam. So honestly, man, good to see people actually throwing their techniques and see what they look like when they're actually throwing, right? So really cool to see.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ampy with a knockdown early on. Beautiful.
It's a replay.
Bam. And you know, just really cool with the short hooks. Very precise, you know, and I know a lot of people, they like to rag on people to use hooks, man. But when you get into them short hooks, they're very precise. Right there on the inside, 2 counter shots going. It's just beautiful to see. And now Ampy going with the rest of the round, not necessarily needing to put himself in more danger than necessary, just looking to box with his opponent. And now he can just collect data, Jay. You know, for the rest of the round, he can really see what the lock loader is really all about, and then set himself up for the second round.
I do think we lost the cam.
We lost the cam, and then Ampy, for some reason, something happened there with Ampy. Let's go back again and take a look at that replay. Big shot, reverse knockdown there from the lock loader. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, body shot right there.
He's gone again. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, we got him back. We got him back. We still do have a little bit of a connection there from Ampy, so his camera does get stuck a little bit there. But you look at the lock loader, he is swinging in that the IRL cam, bro. That man is out here throwing for the fences. You look like he's fighting the ops for real out there. And it's crazy.
Be careful he doesn't punch himself out.
You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that. You know, like it's one of those situations where, oh, Ampy with the guns, the bang bang, shoot him up. We got an even fight here for the first round. You know, lock loader definitely on the brink of like punching himself out, but I mean, I feel like he really needed to expend himself to get that knockdown so that he can mentally stay into the fight, right? Ampy was taking the gas off the pedal there for a little bit, and so it's one of those situations where he took advantage of the opportunity he did. Now, like you said earlier, did he gas himself out? Was it really worth it? Right? Could he have gotten that same kind of thing in the second round? Now Ampy is looking like he's got to make, you know, an adjustment here in the second round. And we know Ampy can go the distance, right? So I'm a little worried for the lock loader stamina. Grandpa Curls in the chat saying lock loader's got a nice kitchen. You know what? Now that I look at it, yeah, it is a kind of nice kitchen, bro. I like the dropped hang lighting. Anyway, round number 2 underway. Here we go. Ampy in the white trunks, lock loader in the red trunks. Lock loader back to business as usual here, Jay. Swinging with the hooks. Wow.
Oh!
Wow, I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming.
Put him down early. Instant replay here. They're both swinging here. Right, left.
Right, left.
Is that right hook to put them down?
Yeah. Right, left, right, left. And when you look at it in the cameras here to bring those back up, you can see he's putting gusto behind those hooks. Right?
Yeah.
It might not be what people think is the most refined boxing, but I mean, the body effort is there.
Oh, nice left from Ampy. Well, they're trading now. These guys are just going at it.
Yeah, it's the hooks, bro. The hooks, I think what it is, the lock loader has a very simple game plan. The left, right, left, right. And he's almost like lifting up with those hooks how much he's torquing his body around, right? And that's going to give him maximum body effort. And he only needs 2 or 3 of them to land to really hurt you. And I've seen him do a lot of shots here. There we go. Another 60 landing. 63, 66.
TKOs are bad. Oh, and the body shot.
Ooh.
Ampy's in huge trouble. Ampy cannot afford to trade here. He should just be trying to defend and survive. Oh, he's hurt bad. He's in huge trouble. And down he goes with a TKO.
TK over here.
Wow.
In the last round. Look, it's a very simple VR boxing strategy that has worked since the caveman days of VR boxing. Throw right hook, throw left hook. Throw right hook, throw left hook.
Probably going to vacate pretty soon.
Very simple. Very simple. Yeah, we got one more card, you know, and that's gonna kind of redo things. Some people don't like it. I'm not even here to comment on what people think about it. 2 minutes left. But as long as the way he's got a good style working for him, he's going up against the lock loader, and this is the first time I'm seeing the lock loader here. Honestly, man, good to see people actually throwing their techniques. Look at the damage. See what they look like when they're actually throwing. 3,971 to 2,852 there in total for the lock loader. 24-16 alone in the first round.
Oh,
and
boom.
with the short hooks, very precise. You know, and I know a lot of people they like to rag on people to use hooks.
CISO in the chat says lock,
on the
flip, and
inside,
loader.
2 counter shots
so
going.
happy for that,
It's
bro.
just beautiful to see. And now Ampy,
That is gonna be
going
it
the rest
for
of the
us
round
here
for the night,
really
man.
really
The hooks on the inside. Jay, I wish you could have been here
a
a little bit for the
round.
other fights. You know, earlier on
there
from the
lock
we had some
loader.
Body
really,
shot.
really
What
good
happens
ones here tonight, man.
Yeah,
A lot of
body
newcomers
shot right
that
there.
were very
He's gone
surprising.
again. Oh, he's back.
We got him
And
back.
some
We
of the
still
old
do have a
school
little
guys
bit of a
came
connection
through,
there.
but
It is what it is.
from
Like I said,
Ampy,
Jay, so his camera does get
next
stuck
card
a little
is gonna
bit
be
there.
the
But
last
you look at this
card
kind
for
of nice
the
kitchen,
room
bro. I
scale
like
and
the drop hang
stationary,
lighting.
so
Anyway, round number 2
switching over now may not
underway.
make
Here
the
we
most
go.
sense
Ampy
because,
in Trunks,
you know,
lock
what's the
loader
point,
back to business
right?
as
But
usual here,
afterwards,
Jay.
I'm gonna go on break.
Swinging with the hooks.
And
Wow!
Oh!
Think a lot of things.
Right, left,
gonna
right,
take some
left.
polls from
And
some
when
folks.
you look at it in the
see how we can make the whole thing better.
in the cameras here, bring those back
and
up.
then
You can see
once
gusto
if
behind
we do
those
decide
hooks.
to bring back the rank
Right.
season.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with a brand new
It
tournament.
might not be
that will
what
flush
people
Oh.
think is
all of the ranks. And a whole bunch of people have an opportunity.
Oh,
to
nice left
go
from
down or
Ampy.
go up massively, right?
Well, they're trading now. These guys are just
Anyone
going
who's
at
exempt,
it.
obviously,
And
is
he only
exempt.
needs
They will
2 or
rank
3 of
retain
them
their
to
championship
land to
title
really hurt
through
you.
the
And
next
I've seen
round,
him
regardless
do
of
a
their,
lot of shots here.
performance
Um,
here on
Ampy cannot afford to trade
the
here. He should
tournament.
just be
So
trying to
at that
defend
point,
and
if you wanna
survive.
switch over, the best thing
Oh, he's
for you to
hurt
do
bad.
probably is
He's
do
in
that
huge
tournament
trouble.
there
And
to
down he
sit
goes.
himself in a nice position for the next
Probably
season.
gonna vacate pretty
Um,
soon.
and win yourself some loot. Yeah, we got one more card
on top of that, so,
and that's gonna kind of redo things.
but yeah,
take
bro,
a look back
with
at
that
it.
being
But
said,
here we
chat,
back.
that
That
is
is
gonna
coming
be
out
it
round
for
number
me
1
here
of
today.
About 2 minutes.
It's been
left
a
to go,
great
but,
night. Big
you
shout
know,
out to all
he's
the
got
boxers
who showed up today here for Ringside VR. Darksea lock loader won. He locked in on that one. Ampy, the cam kind of went in and out. It kind of came back. It kind of went in, and looking at the connection, it seemed to have some red bars, so it might be an internet thing. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, for everybody who's here, shout outs to you guys at the end of the night. If you guys trying to get in, got to keep ranked. Lee says, yeah, I'm gonna try, man. Doing trying to run weekly events, manage the Discord, and babysit folks for rank stuff is a lot for one person to do. So if we can figure out how to make it better, more efficient, yeah, something that can stay around. If not, we might switch over to something else that's a little more better for my schedule. Lee said, people not liking hooks like people not liking the ball in basketball. I mean, yeah. VR boxing for sure. Yeah, what's up?
You remember Guts?
Yeah, dang, it's been a while. Guts, yeah.
That's who Ampy's fighting in UBA.
Oh, wow, man. Haven't seen Guts in a while, bro. I know he had some headset issues back in the day. Has he been active, bro? I hadn't seen him in a minute.
Nah.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I talked to him a long time ago. He said he was having some issues, bro. So it's good to see him back in action. I hope he can still throw hands. You know, I know he got raw talent, but staying away from the game for that long, yes, it might be rough, bro. Ampy's been in the lab.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, with that being said, though, I'm going to go ahead and end the night. Thank you all for showing up here. It's been wonderful. Remember, join the Ringside VR Discord. Lock in with us on social media. Like, share, and subscribe. Every moment of donation, everything from you guys, every like, every share, every bit of knowledge, spread the word for the chat. You know what I'm saying? Ringside VR. Tell them to come up on in here, jump in, and participate, bro, because this is what helps keep this organization around. You know what I'm saying? We do it for the people, and so we need the people to hop up on in here. Appreciate you guys for the follow, and appreciate y'all for coming through tonight. Remember, Thursday night we're gonna have an open Crossing the Void night this weekend, or this Thursday, so 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is your time to sign up. And then next Sunday is gonna be another exhibition card before we do the last 2 cards for stationary, and then for room scale for this season. So with that being said, guys, it's gonna be me, Super M, signing off.